It has post-test week.
Oh, it's costume, so I'm gonna send it first.
You're gonna win because I don't have the browser open yet.
Woohoo! Oh yeah, I didn't even think about doing squad yesterday.
Me either.
Oh, I need to turn off my blooming Nightbot command as well.
Oh
Because
yeah, I should
all
check my
on
bots
stream it
too.
was just like, I'm playing with Rithian and Boba, aren't you? I was like, no, I'm not.
Thank you, Sapphire. Sapphire was on the ball. She's turned it off for me. Good.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Hello, everyone. Is that your
Yes, hello,
intro
hi.
music?
No, it's the Ace Attorney music.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Rithian stream.
Yeah. I should change that to be my intro music. Now, I don't usually have a lot of intro music, but when I do, I do a track from Final Fantasy XIV, like a really chill track in one of the Summons and Shadowbringers.
Oh.
It's
It's
very
not
nice.
Shiny Boy.
It's not Shiny Boy. Shiny Boy?
Yeah, the menu music where it's like
Shiny Boy. Shiny Boy. I know what song you're thinking of.
Shiny Boy.
Shiny Boy. No, it's not Shiny Boy. It's not Shiny Boy.
I'm gonna check now. Can everyone hear Rithian?
Yeah, that's a good thing to test. Yeah, I'm
Instead
pretty
of
sure
just
everyone
me
should be able to hear both of us on my stream.
Singing Shiny Boy to myself.
But...
Yes,
Shiny
good.
Boy.
Shiny Boy. Apparently it's like roaming home or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's definitely Shiny Boy.
Well, I mean, we all take our own interpretations from music, really. That's what it is.
Shiny Boy.
Shiny Boy.
Shiny Boy.
Shiny Boy, thank you.
Makes you think of the sexy boy song.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, I mean...
I'm not your boy toy.
Boy.
That is old news now. The new wrestling music. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Garth Musandrius. Gifted us up to Atmosmera.
Oh.
And as for Mastermind, 72727. That's a lot of numbers in one go.
72727.
Exactly. Feels like one of the things people make the text-to-speech thing say. You know? Repeating a number over and over. 777,777.
John Madden. Oh, geez, that video is so old.
It's so old. We are so old, right? Thank you for the bits.
I haven't heard that one before. I was confused what that noise was.
Yeah. That's when you pick up a rupee in Breath of the Wild. So you get like little bits.
Favorite wrestling music is because that means Jurassic Express are coming out. They're the best.
They are the best. Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Luchasaurus. Which video?
And don't forget Marky Stunt. He's an important part of the team.
True. It's true.
Made me really sad because I watched a documentary about them the other day. When I say a documentary, it was a 3-minute video on YouTube. But I'm an intellectual and I watched a documentary.
I watched a documentary last night. Oh, really? Yes, it was a 3-minute clip
toilet.
about my wrestling team when I was sitting on the toilet. Oh,
But he was saying about how when he first joined AEW, people were really mean to him and it made him really depressed and they bullied him on the internet. And it made me feel bad because the first time he came out, I was just like, who's this child? And I was like, I'm one of them. I never tweeted it. I never said it in a public fashion. But I'm still going to apologize right here. Mark, if you're listening, I'm sorry. And now I value you as a team member.
Well, one of the ones, you know, when CM Punk came back to AEW and he was like in the ring with the big dudes and stuff, Marco was like just sitting down in the corner. She's like, I'm just kind of a nobody. I'm sort of sitting here. I'm just going to sit here and watch. And CM Punk went over and like pulled him up and like put his hand around him and like talked to him and stuff. And you could just see his face light up, you know. Like he probably grew up watching CM Punk and that thing. It was pretty cool. It was
Oh,
nice.
bless.
Yeah.
Seems
Yeah,
really
Marco
lovely.
Stunt's
my-
cool.
The
He looks
music
like a-
has randomly gone crazy. It's all super stunners.
Oh,
super
really?
Stunners. Oh.
Parsec, why is Parsec weird? Why is it working sometimes and not
Parsec,
working sometimes?
Why? Should we tweet them?
Yeah.
Why?
Just at Parsec. Why?
Oh, it might be my fault.
Oh,
My
it's your fault?
internet's going poopy. It
Oh,
might
that's
be.
not
It
good.
might be. Well, I'm gonna blame Alex
Okay. Classic Alex. Just sabotaging.
because
our
he's
streams.
having a meeting downstairs, and he's
Ah.
probably left something running upstairs.
Ah.
Let me put the bunnies up,
Okay.
and I'll see if it's me.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no, it's gone green now. It should be fine.
Right. Well, let's hope so. Because
Yeah,
to be
the
honest,
music is good.
I've run out of things to fix on my end. Really. This is obviously I'm using some internet to stream to the stream, and then some internet to stream to you. But but like
yeah.
both of them are on low enough bit rates, right?
all out of
That they should be
internet.
fine. For my internet is pretty good, so it should be fine. But
I'm
I
gonna do
think-
my best impression of TTS.
Okay.
Thank you for the follow, Mastermind 72727.
Yeah. Very well done. There's a lot of good TTS now. People do a lot of
Yeah.
different voices and stuff.
It's true.
It's a good time.
I had TTS for one stream very early when I first started
Mm.
streaming, and I did not like it. And
Me
I was
either.
like, I'm never putting it back on.
Yeah, I've never been much for that. I think it takes away. You know, originally I had like nothing. I had no
He streamed naked,
things. Well,
but he
I
didn't
mean,
have a webcam, so no one knew.
No one knew. Yeah. But I was just like, okay, I'll see the log myself and I can thank them manually, but because I didn't want the like so in the middle of an important scene, it was like, oh, who shot him? Yeah, oh, it's the correct. Now that was funny, to be fair, but what if it was in a super serious moment? Then it wouldn't have been as
That's
funny,
true.
you know. So I didn't want like really any sounds, but I did end up missing stuff, and that made me feel bad, you know, that someone
Yeah.
donated or whatever, and I wanted to make sure that, hey, thank you very much, you know, I'll give you at the very least a shout out and say thank you and so on. So I have that little bit, and I don't have like a,
Yeah.
you know, I only have my little thing at the top right, like like a little bit of information comes down, like donated from blah blah blah, subscribe from blah blah, bits from blah blah blah, rather than like, because I don't know, and this isn't throwing shade at anyone, but like some people have like okay, you know, someone knows like a big giant gif in the middle of the screen and like a 10-second long clip, and then you go like, "Whoa, hey, how you doing? Oh, thank you." And I mean that's good for community, I suppose, but I can't watch those streams personally. I just get entirely taken out of like the game or whatever I'm watching.
I do quite like. I think it depends on the person, because Kirsty has different. She's. I don't know how long it took her to set up, but she literally has a different thing for which month.
Yeah.
How many months sub it is.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's quite hype because you just get to one that is just completely out of nowhere, and it's because it's something like 18 months or something like that, and it would just be. I think I just like watching Kirsty get spooked.
Yeah, I've seen the
She'd
same.
be in the
some-
middle of a sentence and she'd just be like,
Yeah, there's some of that, obviously. I mean, yeah, like it's cool for some people. They have a different type of stream to me, so
yeah,
that's all good. And there's the weirdest gifts sometimes and sounds, but whatever works for them, I'm all happy for them.
like Simon. Simon
Yeah.
is a whole other kettle of fish.
I
There's
don't
so many
even
times
wanna
I've raided
begin.
him and I'm like, what have I walked into?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't understand.
Yeah, it's weird. I've got some
Oh.
bits asking me to do an Australian accent. Don't worry, there will be once I voice Bruce Fairplay in the game. Speaking of the game, remember that we were supposed to play a game?
Okay, I would just want to get one little
Okay.
wrestling thing out my
Yeah, absolutely.
mind, and I'm sorry because I know so many people in my chat hate wrestling.
Why do they
But I'm
hate
gonna say it
wrestling?
anyway.
Then we should talk more if they hate wrestling. I want to spike them.
We're gonna
point.
persuade them.
Yeah.
One of
Well, no,
us.
they don't need to persuade. They just need to accept Now we want to
This
talk
is
wrestling.
your life now.
Yeah.
But did you see the video from Mick Foley actually speaking out about WWE?
Yeah, I saw that. He because the idea is like WWE basically refuses to consider proper competition, and they just don't know how to fight back when AEW does as well. So Mick's always been kind of outspoken in that regard. Like he's moved to other companies
so
and
nice. Like, I want him to be my uncle.
Uncle Foley, the weird man who fell from the top of the stage. You know, that guy. Yeah, this
do you reckon they're gonna keep him in the Hall of Fame, or do you reckon he's gonna be written out now?
No, he'll be there. He'll be there. They've forgiven worse things, much worse things.
That's true.
So.
I guess anyone who can still stand side
I
by
mean,
side
Hulk
with...
Hogan's still in there.
I
For
was
God's
gonna
sake,
say.
So, yeah. Exactly. So
Damn.
In a certain way, sometimes a like a Hall of Fame like that or a legacy like that, it's more about what they have done that was good and historic and interesting, rather than they are truly a great person and should be celebrated for everything they say or do. And it's not necessarily the case. It's more, I mean, come on, how can you have a Wrestling Hall of Fame without Hulk Hogan? Like, he is literally like one of the biggest, most famous, greatest wrestler ever. Even though he's kind of sucked, but in terms of what a wrestler is supposed to be, get people excited, get people to watch the matches, he was amazing. Even though he kind of sucked at everything, he just, he had that made people want to watch him. So
I just got a dono from Mastermind. Thank you very much. And then I got the giggles because I realized I wasn't signed into Streamlabs, and I typed it in Streamlabs with an E. It made me giggle, so that's the tone for today. Streamlabs.
Oh, no. We giggled too much already yesterday.
So they said, you sent me to Claws and Whiskers and now I have no spare time. Thanks for that. Do you remember the kitten stream that I showed you a while ago?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Mastermind. The kittens need to be watched at all times. It's very important.
It is. It's true.
And thank you for the donut.
I made the mistake today or yesterday or whenever it was of mentioning to my mom that I wanted to get a cat. And now she's like mega cheerleading me and sending me links and go to this place and check this out and do this and make sure you do this.
Me. I do this all the time. If anyone in passing conversation is like, yeah, I thought I might get insert whatever animal, I'm immediately on the local rescue. It's just like, well, there's this one, and this one would fit your housing situation, I feel, and this one would actually be like, sorry.
Well, it's good. It's good. People want to help. Yeah.
One final thing.
Yeah?
I feel like WWE just doesn't know what to do with people. Roman Reigns, I do like the man. I do like him. He seems very nice, and he seems like he has a lot of potential. But he's just been given the most boring things in the world. Like, his whole thing is just look at me, and that's it. That's all he has.
That's it.
Just notice me.
Well,
that's the only... Like, but he could be so much more. And all he does is the big, slow, I'm a big, muscly dude lumbering about. There's nothing exciting. And I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves.
I don't think he's leaving. I think he's too big, too beloved, and too well paid to leave, I think. Like, he has probably one of the best deals there. He makes one of the best money there. He's presented as the greatest top super champ.
I guess it doesn't hurt being sort of related to The Rock.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't hold you back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from the very beginning when he came in, like, it was clear that the WWE had decided this guy is going to be our new megastar. So they put him in the Shield, and then the Shield was like their biggest team in ages and stuff, and they wanted him to be a good guy for so long, and they had him be a good guy, and everyone was real sick of him for ages, and and then he went away for a while, and when he came back he was a bad guy, and then he was kind of interesting. He had good storylines going on and stuff, and then eventually that got boring too. So now he's just sort of around in general. I don't know. I've lost a lot of interest in WWE, really, because they keep firing all the people I really like, or they do nothing with them, and eventually they leave, or just are not on TV anymore.
That's the nice thing about AEW is it just feels as if it gives people a bit more room to breathe.
I feel like often when I see someone on AEW, I see them. Like, so if I see them doing bad or doing good, I often feel like not 100%, but I generally get to see what they are like in terms of a wrestler. Like, what do you think would be good as a gimmick? What do you think? What kind of matches would you have if you kind of had to have the choice? And I get to see that in AEW, and I can sort of feel like they are making some of the calls, at least, rather than WWE when they get given some random ass gimmick, told to do some dumbass storyline and have matches that are like super scripted and planned out to be dumb usually because it's meant to serve some weird storyline, or they only get like 2 minutes per fight because we gotta fit in this random scene with these people, and yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. What does goatee mean?
Game of the
Oblivious
year?
one said Darby Allin is goatee. Do you mean he's like a goat?
He's like
or
a
is
goat.
this a young person thing?
No, I mean goatee sounds like game of the year, but I don't know about
He's
game
the
of
next
the year.
goat?
He's the next goat.
Who's goat?
Greatest of all time. That's what goat means.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, he does jump around a lot. Like, I guess he is a bit like a goat.
I guess he is a goat, yeah.
I do like Darby Allin, but I find it very distracting that for the longest time I thought he was wearing black jeggings, but he's actually wearing leggings with black hot pants over the top. And now it's all I can see whenever I look at him is his tiny little short shorts.
You didn't see his pants the entire time.
Yeah. I do like him though. I think
He's
he
good.
would be an excellent DVD killer. I like him very much.
A scrawny little kid coming running around doing coffin drops against you. What the hell? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be scared. Well, I mean, I would be scared, but I don't know. I'd be probably more scared about the existing DVD killers.
That's true.
Well,
I like him.
final notes then, before we move on to video game.
3 hours later.
Yeah.
One more thing
One
before
more
we start the
thing.
game.
It was Daniel Bryan and CM Punk and Adam Cole and Kenny Omega and stuff that got me really into AEW. So that's what I'm mostly interested in right now. But the thing is, having that as my main interest, I've ended up like watching a lot of other stuff at the same time, and a lot of the women's wrestlers have some really cool stuff there. I really like Serena Deeb, who just came in recently. She's pretty
Baker and Thunder Rosa. I'm not into the like gory matches. I don't really like that AEW is more accepting of blading. That's not my thing.
Not me
But
either,
that
either.
match, I had never seen a women's match like that.
No.
And that was pretty cool. Yeah, I did like it. Because I've never really felt like watching a women's match and had that same thing of being like, no, you're not gonna.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
you are gonna. She is. That was like, and the fact that she went back to her dental practice and had to just work the next day.
Yeah,
with,
I
like,
love that.
thumbtack holes in her arm, and her patients are like,
Are you
what?
okay?
Why is this? She's
So,
like,
no,
"Oh,
it's
nothing,
fine, it's fine, it's fine. Let me fill in these holes for you.
Yeah.
Gross.
Imagine finding out that your dentist is a
Yeah,
professional
is a professional
That's
wrestler.
So
So-
strange.
Oh, are you like one of those divas back in the day? Well, not really. Slight different than what we do. I mean, back in honestly, even just the early 2000s, like they were basically just models and Playboy girls who were just walking around near the ring. Not so much these days anymore, thankfully. They actually get the, at least in AEW and even WWE these days.
Oh,
let's give
Charlotte
credit.
Flair is. I do like Charlotte Flair
Yeah.
and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, Rhea's great. Rhea's great.
They are very. Okay, but now we should
Okay,
play
but
the game.
seriously, we're 20 minutes into the stream. We should actually play. Right.
Sorry,
So,
everyone.
Sorry, we had a little bit of a chat. It had to happen. Sorry. Gameplay. Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. So, we are trying to clear our friend Natsumi-san.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And then this is the patrol couple. Patricia and Rolly, the patrols. And they are the witnesses who said that they saw Natseki-san. Was the name Natseki? I feel like it was.
Oh, that was the thing we were going for the second
Natsume. Soseki Natsume
summation
fan. Yeah. Yeah, the second examination summation. Examination. So this guy is charged with the crime of stabbing the victim, Olive Green, which we don't know basically anything about.
She's still alive.
Yeah, apparently she's still alive.
In Hopstaple.
Unconscious in an Hopstaple bed. Yeah. And then we have Rolly Beat and Patricia Beat. Patrolling the beat. That's the joke. This is the bad guy. Evil bad guy, murderer, villain.
I forgot to tell you my biggest news.
Okay.
I got new pajamas and they fit. I'm really happy. I'm wearing them right now.
Oh, damn. Streaming pajamas?
I stream pajamas every day, rather than yesterday. I put on clothes for yesterday.
Because you feel like, this is official. Oh yeah, these are married, by the way, and Joan Gardeb happens to be on the jury, but she pretends to be a maid. Yeah.
The jury is very not unbiased.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Iris Wilson, 10 years old. Tobias Gregson, he's the detective in charge. Mayor Stronger, Chief Justice. This is Briony.
That is me.
And I'm not here because I'm the one with the brief, so I can't look at myself. What I can look at is my armband that we got from Kazumi. So that's the thing. Yeah, we have a bunch of things here. Local map, book. He went to a bookstore. He dropped some stuff. It's a whole thing. And then there was the fourth book, which was the book we found that came from Joan Garadev's place. That's basically it.
And it's on fire. Well, it had been on fire.
Yes, it had indeed. Now we're going to try our best to do voices.
Yes.
I have considered the defense counsel's request for a further summation examination of the jury. That's not his voice at all. I'm going to have to figure out his voice eventually. And I've determined that the court must uphold the defense's judicial right to this procedure. So, counsel, you will now proceed with your second summation examination. I presume the jury is ready, Mr. Foreman? We are, my lord. Very good. In that case, I must ask each of you now to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of this crime. Oh yeah, we're doing the thing again. We're pinning two against each other. The jurors' contentions. The accused left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those 3 books of his.
If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider.
Even if the woman was storing books, it can't be related to this crime if the window was closed, can it?
Dearie me, it was only a little book, hardly life-threatening, even with a direct hit.
So is she admitting now that the book was thrown from... Yeah, I think she kind of is. Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tiny bit of trouble.
Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes.
He's just so unhelpful, that guy. Yes, considerably more tangible arguments from the members of the jury this time around, it seems. Particularly the part about the sneezes. I agree. Fires make me sneeze as well. I sneeze all the time here, sitting next to these 2 open flames. Achoo! Sorry about that. With one notable exception. I should never underestimate the game. They're always, it's always on the ball.
My learned student friend was unable to find fault in the previous witness testimony. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. Moreover, no more wine for me.
I'd like to see. So right after this, he'll be like, Can I get another glass, please? I don't need to do this at least 3 more times. So if you could just keep the glasses coming, if you'd like. And more
Underneath
wine,
his
to be
desk
honest,
is just
because
a
sometimes he
whole
throws his
cabinet of
wine away
glasses.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. No one else was even at the scene to commit the crime.
Well, if the eyewitnesses are correct, it would seem as the conclusion is somewhat set in stone. I fail to see how it can be argued any other way.
That means, I'm afraid, that during the summation examination, it's essential that you establish some other tangible explanation for the facts.
But how? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here?
Isn't it obvious? Who stabbed the woman and how? Those two details are all you need provide. Simply give us a name and a method by which the attack was conducted. Simple, forehead!
And here I was thinking this might be hard.
Mr. Naruhodo, you have to do it. Otherwise this really will be where the trial ends.
No pressure then. That's quite enough preamble. Or preamble. Because EA sometimes is pronounced E. So really, it should be preamble.
Oh, it's like after the stream yesterday, TJ was telling me about something that was called beach. And I was like, beach is in beach or beach is in beach? Like beach tree or the beach? And I was just thinking, I hope Rydian isn't still listening.
Oh god.
Because
I would have been so upset if I'd heard that.
beach or beach?
You mean beaches in beach or beaches in beach?
Beach.
Like, what kind of language do you have when that is a question that needs to be asked?
The worst part was TJ replied, no, not like beach. And I was like, no, I didn't think you were saying B-I-T-C-H. I meant beach or beach. Oh, we have a very good language. It's very
yes, very,
efficient.
very
We
well
just use
planned.
the
Very
same word
smart.
for
Very,
everything.
very, very good. Very smart. Good. Proceed with the summation examination, please. I presume you are prepared, counsel. Oh, yes, my lord. All right, Yurniska, focus your mind now. Double slap.
Oh, what's that? He means business.
He means business, yeah. Clearly. The key to the summation examination is going to be juror number 4, the maid. Or should I say, Mrs. Garadeb.
We have a book that disappeared from the Garadeb's house on the evening of the incident. And the 4th book found in the victim's hand.
There must be a way to link the two. Yes, that's what we have to find. Using every technique I've learned in my short career so far, whatever it takes. Yeah.
Don't forget to keep an eye on Mrs. Garadeb and how she reacts, even to the things other people say.
Oh, could we do the react thing now during a summation examination as well?
And we've learned from this that the
It's not
reactions
subtle.
are very obvious.
Yeah, it's not subtle. I kept looking, is he moving? I don't know. And then,
Did the eye
big
twitch
movement.
during that word?
Yeah. Is he slightly moving his hands or whatever? And then it's like, bling, bling. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't. It's a massive thing all of a sudden. It's like, yeah, it's not subtle. The accused left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those 3 books of his?
Some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed I might reconsider.
Oh yeah, we should press. I forgot.
Oh yeah.
But as we now know, there were 4 books, not 3. Well, what difference does it make? There's every possibility that the 4th book, in fact, belongs to the defendant's landlord. Yes, that's the part I have a problem with. Sorry? Well, at the point the woman was stabbed, this landlord fellow was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying a fiery scrap with his wife or something, he said. That's not exactly how I put it, no. Well, anyway, the point is, the fella and his wife were somewhere else when it happened.
I think that's what you call a strong alibi.
Well, which... Okay, so it couldn't have been the landlord. So it couldn't have been the landlord who did it, which only leaves the Nipponese fella. Honestly, I can't see what all this palaver's about. It's a done deal, isn't it? I can't do accents. I suppose it is, since I have nothing witty left to say.
There was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed I might reconsider.
Hold it!
No.
I don't want to hold it, no.
I'll get my hands dirty.
So you might be willing to change your decision, you mean?
Oh my, such delight on your face, but I'm afraid I shan't be swayed by emotion. Despite what you may think of me, I'm a very modern, metropolitan and rational woman.
That's great.
If one reads the morning papers, it's all forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So why read them in the first place?
I'm sorry, what?
Why have knowledge that you can...
Why have knowledge? Because you might forget it.
When you can just have no knowledge.
Yeah. Why bother learning? You might forget. So...
Yeah.
eh.
You see? Modern, metropolitan and rational thinking, wouldn't you say?
And not at all extreme.
As I see it, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man has been implicated by overwhelmingly strong testimony. So despite one or two minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty. Modern, metropolitan and rational logic, wouldn't you say?
Overwhelmingly.
But us modern gals are always delighted to embrace new fads, you know. So I'd be only too happy to consider an exciting new theory if you could come up with one.
I'd be happy to do that too, if only I could.
Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern and metropolitan young lady.
Right. I'm glad you admitted rational there. Even if the woman was throwing books, it can't be related to this crime if the window is closed, can it?
I feel like this is gonna be the one.
Yeah. But what about the possibility that the window was open? What about it? I mean, there's just no way it could have been. How can you be so sure? The prosecutor fellow over there said it earlier, didn't he? Winters in London are no joke. You don't want to invite that sort of cold indoors. So what if you need to let the smoke and fire out?
Yeah.
So no, that window wasn't open. Most Londoners like sitting by the fire and staying warm, see? But you couldn't categorically state that the window wasn't open, could you? It just wasn't. They wouldn't have opened it. Then what's the point in even having windows, huh? If you can't open? Counsel, kindly refrain from childish bickering. Oh, sorry. Somehow I need to show this an undeniable possibility that the window was open. Because this young man isn't going to budge otherwise. Do we have anything that can...
Well, she's pretty much said that she did throw. I
guess that's the thing. We could pin maybe these two together.
Yeah.
But the little book was on fire at the time, was it not?
With flames of love, I love you, know.
Okay. There's really no such thing as a loving incendiary bomb.
She just hit man.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he brought it upon himself. It's playing with fire to betray a fiery love. Isn't it? Well, don't you agree?
Well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing, yes. But I think the argument might have arisen out of your misunderstanding, Mrs. Garadeb.
But you mind that. The point is, we were just having a jovial little dispute. Nothing more.
Well, the other guy
I won't have any more of these suggestions that it was anything whatsoever to do with this crime.
Right, well, we'll see about that. What about your number 5? He doesn't seem to be turning a hair at Mrs. Garadeb's relentless onslaughts.
It's almost as though he's used to it. What a gentle soul he is.
Oh boy. Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tiny bit of trouble. Hold it! You just want to get this over with? How can he sit there and say something like that? A man's future is at stake here. Well, him and me both then, like I said before. What? I told you already, I'm a day laborer, aren't I? If I don't bring home some readies with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down into the Thames tomorrow morning. By the way, why is it called Thames? It should clearly be called Thames. Why is it? It's not T-E-M-S. It's T-H-A-M-E-S. Thames. Thames. But no, Thames.
I
English.
honestly don't know. I would like to know.
Yeah.
Because I accidentally call it the Thames all the time.
Yeah. But even then, you skip the H. Like, what? There is an H there.
Apparently it was someone's name, so they were wrong. Old
They
man
were wrong. Old man
Now I don't know
Thames.
if you're joking.
What? You heard me? My missus isn't one to mess about, you see. She can be fierce, believe you me. Oh, that's why he's used to being slapped. Lovely. That's not good. That's marital abuse. Doesn't matter that it's from the woman. Another shining example of marital bliss, then. A situation like this cropped up the other day. It was... Well, do you know... It's funny, but I can't quite remember. Sorry? That was too frightening. That's the thing. I must have blocked it out.
Oh.
Helpful.
I wonder if Mr. Beat will ever be dragged into the Thames by his scarf.
Don't even go there, Mrs. Sutto. There must be some way to jog his memory about this.
Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes.
Does that have anything to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case?
Sorry, what's that? You'll have to speak up, lad.
I'm wearing a towel. Could you tell us more about that fire?
It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. It had 75 candles on the top, it did. What a sight to behold it was.
75 candles, that's a lot of candles. You put candles on a cake? Was it some kind of devil worship?
Of course not. It was an angel cake to celebrate my birthday, obviously. Look at his face.
We got to these open eyes for once.
It seems that's a common custom here in Great Britain, Mr. Naruhodo. This reminds me when my dad turned 50 and we put 50 candles on his cake and they all just turned into one massive flame.
Yeah, exactly.
And we were like slowly walking out, like surprised, like happy, but and the song just got quicker and quicker and quicker. And we were just like,
Anyway, I mustered all my puff to blow them out. Only I must have blown wrong somehow. The flames didn't go out, but candles went flying all over the room. The furniture caught and everything went up. The whole place filled with smoke.
Definitely sounds like devil worship to me. And by the sneezes, I presume you mean a cold. But how exactly did you catch a cold from a fire?
What a fiasco it was. The grandchildren, bless them, threw water all over me as they tried to put out the flames. And then, because the whole room had filled up with smoke, of course,
We opened the window.
we had to open all the windows to clear it.
The windows.
The biting winter air rushed over me like the devil dancing on my grave, it did.
Now, I will forgive this game because it is set during the turn of the 19th century. You don't get a cold from being cold. That's not how it works.
I caught a terrible cold from it. It put me in hospital for a while. I won't forget that birthday in a hurry.
I knew it was devil worship all along. Something about this old man story is playing on my mind for some reason.
we need to demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street, as well as how he or she could have done it.
Yes, but once again the juror statements are full of personal prejudice. A lot of them seem convinced they're right, even in the face of logical arguments to the contrary.
I think you're going to need to pit them against each other to force them to accept an alternative explanation.
Yes. I don't necessarily need to find contradictions between their assertions. Just a connection might do the trick. Alright, I'll see what I can do. If anything stands out, I'll go in for a strike.
That's the spirit.
So
So I guess, is it actually the young man and the old man?
it would be, right? Because he's like, aha, windows can't be opened. And then like, actually, windows can be opened.
Yeah.
Oh, literally new text. Winter house fires to die, you have to open windows to clear the smoke, yeah. Alright, we'll start with this one.
Yeah.
There we go, window.
Objection!
Objection. These two juror statements clearly contradict one another. They do? How exactly, counsel? Don't point at me again. I told you it wasn't me.
Oh, what's that you say? Speak up, lad, speak up.
Juror number 3. Do you see? Oh, me? See what, sir? Did you hear juror number 6's account of his birthday celebrations last year? It seems, despite being a Londoner, he once opened his windows in the middle of winter. Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from a fire, then you'd be mad not to open the... Oh. Exactly. On the day in question, at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the Garrett household. And Mr. Garrett had the following to say about it. The whole place filled with smoke.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Hello. Okay, yeah, definitely
yeah,
a reaction.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Juror number 4, do you have something to say about that? I mean, she has a lot of tea. We know she has a lot of tea. There's an infinite amount of tea in that teacup because we saw how much she could pour on her husband's legs. So
Drink it from the pot.
yeah, might as well at this point. Mrs. Garrideb.
Oh, dearie me. What is the meaning of this? How dare you imply that I'm hiding who I really am?
It's imperative that you confirm something for the court. So please, it's time to drop the pretense now.
What is it?
When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window?
I beg your pardon? What are you insinuating?
The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it is inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window.
And what if we did? Oh, all right then, yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window, which can't have been easy since I continued to give him a justly deserved book battering. Not justly deserved.
The house is on fire. He wasn't actually cheating on you. It wasn't even the same names. He bought a random book. It was on fire and you were still beating him with a book. What the hell? Even though your house was on fire?
Oh, you never stop throwing it until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise.
Of course. I should have realized.
That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. You've managed to establish that the window was open. We simply must have that added to Mrs. Garrideb's formal statements. Now you mention it, yes, the window was open at the time. I'd clean forgotten, but it's true.
So does that mean we change... Yeah, okay. Yeah, then we pit these two against each other.
Objection.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Wait, what?
Oh.
I'm sorry, but as foreman of the jury, I have to object. That's complete nonsense. What? A banker, don't forget. An educated man. There's no contradiction as far as I can see. What? Yes, there is.
Are you being whimsical?
There was nothing whimsical about it.
It's very important to listen carefully to every juror, Mr. Naruhodo. Then you can decide where the contradictions really lie, if there are any.
But
Okay, so what does it say? The window...
the window was open. They could have been open. Like, that's literally, they contradict each other. Do we need to go back to these two then?
So wait, what do they all say now? Who knows only clear the smoke?
Get us
Yeah,
over and
type
bring home
it.
pay.
Oh,
Window
What
was
about
open.
posh lady.
How the victim was stabbed.
I mean, she does say if there's like a novel alternative, and it's pretty novel that she could have been stabbed
Also,
by
you're
throwing
throwing
a knife
novels, eh? Throwing
Oh,
novels,
yeah!
books
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
that you should have. You're the pun lady here, not
Oh
me.
no! My powers.
So I'm thinking to go back to pinning 6 and 3 against each other. Because we interrupted that by going for this one. So we can pin these to each other, because that worked last time, right?
Objection.
But won't that be the same?
Oh no. Well, okay.
I say try 4 and 2. I think it's crazy, but it might just work.
4 and 2? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, let's give it a go. Oh boy.
Hold it.
Oh no!
Hold it. Okay.
Okay.
But okay, it has to have something with her, obviously. But I thought for sure it was going to be like literally he's saying window could have been open. The window was open. Like it's literally the two of them together. Did I press the wrong thing? No, I didn't. It was this I pressed.
I guess
Surely.
they are both saying the window was open. So I guess maybe that's
I guess that's already. I guess he's actually changed his statement.
2 and 3.
But it doesn't say how she was stabbed. Like the thing is, she talks about stabbing. Some novel explanation. Window might have been open.
I mean, they're both open to possibility. Could we
I guess.
get them to
It's worth a shot, I guess.
Objection.
Oh boy.
Hold it.
go? No!
Oh boy. Well, we're down to 1.
Oh no. Should we save?
There is an autosave, I think, so I think we're okay.
Okay.
Throwing books and mentioning books? These two?
3 books.
Window could have been open when throwing books.
That's true. Can we look at a different statement of the first one?
What do you mean
does it have
different
to be that
statements?
one? Well, because isn't there a statement where he says that's clearly an alibi because he was at home or something? Could it be that one?
Well, that's if we press and we get more details, but like the actual statements that we press are these ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, try 1 and 3.
Objection.
He can't hold it if
Oh,
you're talking to him. No, he can!
Rip in peace, we lose!
I think he did it anyway. There you go. He's guilty.
Yes, I guess
Send
that's
him
fine, yeah.
down. He's only going to get killed by Van Seeks if he does it
Yeah,
anyway.
that's true. That's true. The final decisions of the members of the jury. Are you all ready, Mr. Foreman? Certainly, my lord. Then please announce your findings to the court.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
She has a very husky voice.
Yeah.
This is Paradeb.
Guilty. I hereby declare to the defendant, Mrs. Soseki Natsume, guilty.
But only of manslaughter,
Yes.
so it's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I applaud your considered and expedient deliberations. Court is adjourned.
The end.
Game over. Well,
So let's talk about wrestling.
yay!
I'm really tempted to buy Alex a Luchasaurus cameo for his birthday because I think he'd really like it.
What would he say?
Hi Alex, I'm Luchasaurus. I hope you're having a wonderful birthday. I assume you're 10 because why else would you be getting this? I
Fantastic.
heard you like dinosaurs.
Okay, I'm just going through these till we get all the statements.
Speed running this now.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get to the part where we were before.
Someone asked earlier if I would consider playing a wrestling game. Which one was it? Let me scroll up.
There's not a lot of good wrestling games out there.
Yeah, that is the problem. Wrestling Empire.
Oh,
Apparently,
that's like a
there's-
booking game mostly. Oh no, I'm thinking no, it's a different one actually. You should wait for the AEW game.
I was
instead.
gonna say,
Yeah.
aren't they bringing back like some really big name in the wrestling game business to write it or something? Or...
Well, one of the developers that made the old better WWE games is making the AEW game. So
I love that we're speedrunning this. There.
yeah. Well, that's just to get through all the things.
Hey!
Hey, what? No,
What was
hey.
that? Speak up!
All right. So now we pin the two of them together, and the question is. So the problem I had was that we interrupted ourselves by pursuing her,
Yeah.
and then these two didn't change their mind. But maybe they're not supposed to change their mind.
Oh my.
I do like it when he walks.
See this? Oh my!
Oh my hat.
So we
Oh,
can go
sorry.
pursue,
To
but like,
carry on talking to them.
yeah, maybe we were supposed to.
But then didn't he did change it saying that it is a possibility that the window can be opened,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Therefore, to clear the smoke, either Mr. Garrett or his wife almost certainly open the window. That, you cannot deny, would be in no way out of the ordinary. Okay, we're still allowed to. No, I suppose it wouldn't.
When you get to my age, you learn a thing or two, and you know, I can tell you, you'd have to be a prize idiot not to open the window if there was a fire, eh?
Yes, of course. I think I need to reconsider my statement. Yes, please do. That's a step in the right direction, I think. Okay, and then we still need to pit them against each other to get her to change her statement.
Well, didn't she change after she got flustered?
Well, she's still saying the same thing now, right? She's not doing the admitting part now. So do we now... Okay, this time I'm saving.
Do, do, do.
So do I re-pit these two?
Don't know, because they're now sort of saying the same thing, aren't they?
Yeah,
Can you press him again?
I guess.
And then see if...
Maybe that's what we should have done. Press them again, because now they have a new statement. Maybe that's what... Rather than trying to pit them, we should have kept pressing them. Because they have new statements. Anyway. At the point when the victim was attacked on Briar Road, we know there was a small house fire in the Garrett household on the opposite side of the street. Well, yes, it certainly seems that way. And on account of the smoke, I imagine they would have had the windows wide open in spite of the cold. Okay, this time we pursue for real, I think.
Yeah.
And then blah, blah, blah. Oh, it turns out I'm actually Mrs. Garrett. Haha.
Oh,
I'll keep
blah,
smashing on.
blah.
But no, this side of the fire. Beg your pardon. Open window.
Well,
Fine, all right,
slap
fine
my
then.
cheeks.
Indeed, yo, there we go. Never mind. Okay, fine. Cool. All right. And now we can go back to pursue him and then pursue her.
Oh, yeah.
On account of the smoke, I imagine they would have had the windows wide open in spite of the cold. We also know that Mrs. Garrett was throwing flaming books at her husband. Her husband, who was backed into a corner by the window due to his wife's frenzied attack. Yes, that's right. So there's definitely a chance that one of the books could have flown past the man and out the window. Only what? Only I can't really see how it could have gone all the way over to the other side of the road, that's all. Ah! So I don't really see how I can change my decision, really. What do you mean all of the side of the road? I thought there was like right outside Garrett Ebb's window. Is it across the road?
We're across the road, yeah.
Huh. Okay, well, that changes my mind about it. I guess I thought it was literally right outside. Oh,
I think
see.
if you're throwing something, it could get across a road.
I think so. That wasn't enough. What's it going to take to persuade these people? Alright, let's press her then. The fourth book found at the scene of the crime shows very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book is The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Garrett told us he had been reading.
Well, really couldn't say.
On the day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he had been reading?
I did. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I held it straight at him. And now you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right.
That's probably why you took it, you evil lady. Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset?
Because I couldn't, you insolent little man. I didn't remember. At times like that, you pick up and throw whatever you can lay your hands on, so as well you know.
Do I? Do I know that? I really don't.
I barely noticed I was throwing books, much less the title of it.
Hello.
Hello.
Excuse me.
Blue eyes peeked over the
Yeah. What is it, your juror number 5? You know something? I remember what it was. That memory I blocked out. Ah. See, I thought his memory was going to be remembering the old man's fire or something, but no, okay.
I'm worried about this guy.
Yeah.
I'm worried for every single marriage in
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah, none of them seem particularly super healthy.
No.
I was listening to what this granny was saying. Brought it all flooding back.
Who are you calling a granny, you cheeky devil? I'm Mrs. Garrideb, or the maid, I'll have you know.
Man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that's not because he's used to being hit all the time. Oh God, I hope not. It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back home after work. Like, this is new music.
Music because he's sad.
Yeah. I put my hand in my pocket for the wages I just earned that day and I nearly died. There was a hole. Every last penny had dropped out. Oh dear, what a disaster. You haven't heard the half of it, boy. Oh? The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time. Oh no. Stabbing! I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost today's wages, love. Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ear. That would be a novel explanation for how to get stabbed.
Yeah.
Stuck into the wall next to me, did. About an inch deep.
Did
No
the
words, just
break?
terror. I could smell it then, you know. That god-awful stench of the Thames. Well, it wouldn't be the same knife, would it?
I don't know.
This was 2 weeks ago, so...
That's true.
I was sure I was going to end up face down in the muddy banks that night, I can tell you. Yeah, that's a real disaster, isn't it? I'll never use the word lightly again. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When a woman lose their wag, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it.
Mr. Naruto, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined.
No, I wasn't thinking that.
Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's so uncivilized. At least attack with honor, using a bow or the like.
Or it's just that's a takedown.
Yeah.
What? Attack? Who are you going to attack?
Never mind. Anyway, this man's words could be rather significant, I think.
All right, we'll come back to the bow and arrow thing later, if I dare. Okay, so let's finish up this. Right. Totally understandable.
I mean, you can't waste time deciding what to use next, can you? When you feel the way I did, you don't care what it is, you just want to smash it into his face.
Oh boy.
What the heck? So now I get the racists and the violent ones.
Yeah, confirmed. You can see where violence can lead, Mrs. Sato.
Disheartened to think you might believe me capable of such behavior.
You've literally, Sato, take down me 4 times.
Anyway, I have a feeling I might have noticed someone reacting a little strangely to Mrs. Garrideb's remarks just now.
Ah, perhaps I missed something while I... No, we didn't! Okay. So in that case, we have... Well, let's press him as well, I think, because the statement has changed.
Hold it!
Your wife really threw a kitchen knife at you? That's right. She was chopping meat with it. Had a tidy edge on it, believe me. Still, it's all memories, isn't it? Started with that smile she threw at me when she recorded. Oh my god! One day she was throwing smiles, then she was throwing knives. Marriage. Since then, the list of things she's thrown at me has grown along with our relationship. There was a cup, then a glass, then a pot, a kettle, a chair, a wardrobe, a cooker, a bathtub! A wardrobe and a bathtub! How strong is this wife? Your wife must be even beefier than you. And things came to a head last week when she threw me right to the face.
Oh.
Still, she's not so bad when she's come down. She's a little sweetheart, really. I'm so happy for you. If you want to know what I think this whole idea of ladies first that we're so obsessed with in this country was thought up by some clever lads who'd been tossed into Thames a few too many times by their wives. That's a very interesting theory.
What a terrible thought.
On the face of it, this juror statement just sounds like a really extreme anecdote. I think it might turn out to be an extremely powerful weapon. A weapon I might be able to use to make the jurors accept an alternative explanation here. Okay, so let's press the pin 5 and 2.
Objection!
Ah, the music stopped. That's a good sign. These 2 statements clearly have a deeply significant connection. Good grief? You mean they don't contradict each other? Explain, counsel, at once. Juror number 2, do you think perhaps that this could be one such novel alternative?
Oh my, whatever do you mean?
An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back. What are you talking about? We've demonstrated that the 4th book, The Lion's Pride, that was found at the scene of the crime, originated in Mr. Garrideb's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it is equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from the Garrideb household to the street below. Eh? What's that now? After all, Mrs. Garrideb could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4?
What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole?
I'm beginning to think that ever since the true origins of this book came to light, perhaps she's had a feeling this might be what happened. Now you listen here, you Eastern Gala. As foreman of this jury, I demand a straight answer. You give us this yarn about some other objects making its way out of the house, but what? What was it? I'm really taking a big gamble here. That's a bold accusation to make, but I haven't any real evidence to back it up. But I'm certain that at the very least this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman, I'll try to explain the defense's theory. The other object that found its way from the Garrideb household to the scene of the crime was...
Why not?
the jackknife. Because it can't be, obviously, the map, can't be the receipt, can't be the case file.
The photos of the crime scene at her.
Can't be the armbands, not the books,
It's
not the
a time
photograph.
travel murder.
Alright, it's the jackknife.
Take that!
Juror number 4, Mrs. Garrideb.
Ow.
I must apologize in advance for this. But I need you to confirm something else for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before? You keep, again, cutting out a little bit in the beginning, so I never know. So it's something when it's, I don't know if you've said it or not, so I'm just sort of waiting there. Good Lord, counsel, what on earth are you doing?
The weapon that was lodged into the victim's back, man.
Very long legs, doesn't he?
Yeah. My lord, remember that when the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mrs. Garrett were in the throes of an argument. Mrs. Garrett was hurling anything she could at her husband, who had been backed up against the window. A window that had been opened to clear the smoke, through which a book sailed to land at the crime scene. You can't seriously believe that? The book was found in the victim's grasp. Are you saying that it flew out of the window and across the street to land neatly in her hand? Huh. Even my missus hasn't got a name like that. Yes, I admit, there are many details we don't yet understand. But that's the point. That's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end. Not right now.
Oh my!
Ah! Ah! Mrs. Garrett, your answer, please. Have you seen this knife before or not?
Oh,
Oh no! No, no, she fainted!
Garadeb out.
Yeah.
My lord.
My lord!
I wish to change my decision. I'm a woman of my word, after all.
Thank you, madam. Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I just don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end now with so many unanswered questions. Mr. Foreman, I'd have to agree. Not that I think the granny didn't mind. Yes, you know what? I'm not quite happy about this at the moment either. All together now, ladies and gents.
Nice.
The old man didn't change his mind, and Mrs. Garrett had fainted.
Probably didn't hear.
We didn't. Yeah. What's that? A wife thrown out the bro? Just I don't even know that word this week.
Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo.
So, as a result of the defense's submission examination, a number of jurors' leanings have changed. The 2 jurors called guilty against 4 now calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided. And this trial will continue.
I need a wee,
Okay.
so I'm going to go for one.
Okay.
That is my decision.
That is the conclusion of the reasoning.
I shall BRB.
Okay.
I'll put it.
Are you putting a BRB screen on or what?
Oh, you've still got my my nibbles thing on this one.
Oh.
I was just going to put on. They'll still be able to hear you, but
Okay.
I'll be looking at a sleepy Fifi.
That's okay.
Okay. BRB.
See you soon. It's just me now. I've never been alone on a stream before. What do I do? Yeah, Bruce Fairplay, the Australian. I cannot do an Australian accent. I feel like I've lost every accent. What I tried to do today. I can't even do the judge's accent anymore. Like it's not the same. It's not the. I feel like he used to be different. Well then, I feel like a judge's voice should be a little bit like this. Maybe now then, Lord Van Zeeks, how does the prosecution wish to proceed? I think that's probably his voice. And then the Hatter boy, or maybe he's not the Hatter, but the one that looks almost like the Hatter. He will speak something like this. Hello, welcome back. I'm getting caught up. I noticed the street names on the map. As a Sherlock Holmes and tobacco enthusiast, a Meerschaum Calabash pipe is the name for that curvy white cap pipe you see Holmes holding. Yes, I think someone mentioned that before. That's good.
Ooh.
I like your McGilded voice. The McGilded one I felt was kind of okay. Because I found it easier to get into the McGilded voice. It's sort of like, talk a little bit quicker and a little bit like this. And then he sort of, that felt easier to get into. I'm not saying the accent is good, but it was easier for me to keep it consistent, even if it was possibly wrong. But the other ones that keep moving in and out of, it doesn't help that there's like 14 different characters at the same time to work.
You're often talking to yourself.
Yes, exactly that. Anyway, welcome back.
I've just done many different shades of Cockney throughout.
Yeah. Well, you know, you get violent Cockneys, you get racist Cockneys, you get... Yeah.
It's true, all the different brands.
Yeah. And then for Susato, it's just soft, briny voice. Is what you do for that, yeah. No, but that's the same. I do the same for Inosuke. It's soft Ridian voice, basically. So...
Yeah. I like it when they talk because it's just us talking to each
Yeah,
other.
exactly, yeah.
This trial is rapidly descending into a farce.
He's gonna throw the glass.
Oh.
Again?
Like a corked wine, the first few sips are bitter enough.
Yep.
But what follows is so repugnant it's good for nothing save the gutter.
He doesn't like corked wine? What would
Surely
you
that was
prefer
all that
wine
there
would be?
was.
What?
I don't
what's,
know what the...
What do
surely
you
they're all
want from
talking
wine? What? How do you want your wine? Do you even care? He has his own personal wine label. Look, he's got 2 sites on the wine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait,
They-
I'm blocking it.
Oh, yeah, me too, actually. Let me briefly disappear myself. Look, he's got two... Oh, I clicked, damn it. That was a mistake. But yeah, he's got like 2 sites on the wine bottle. Jeez.
I've not found a Van Seek's voice I'm happy with yet. I want to try and channel Daddy Malfoy.
Okay.
What's his name? Not Lucius, the other one.
Lucius.
Jason Isaacs, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say the character name, but yeah, Jason Isaacs.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense. That makes more sense. but I can't.
If I may, Lord Van Seeks, the defense is just... The defense is just before a credible alternative explanation for what happened. I think there's going to be more New Zealand. It's a little bit like this. You say yes, yeah, something like this, yes. Speak a little bit more New Zealand, yeah, like Brit.
Brit.
My friend Brit. My friend Brit. Brit Baker. DMD.
I love Brett. From Flight of the
all.
Conchords.
Yeah, it's great.
Putting that out there.
Just,
Credible? Is that your considered opinion, Mr. Foreman? The defense's argument is a joke to which you barely know how to respond. But let me start by insisting that you must all familiarize yourself better with the relative positions of those places being discussed.
Corked wine is specifically when the wine has been tainted by the cork.
Oh,
It's
okay,
not so
I get
much
it
like
now.
wine in a corked bottle. It's like when the wine has been
corked.
tainted and it has become corked. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I just thought they meant ones that have corks in the
Yeah,
bottom,
exactly.
but
Me
no,
too. Yeah, I was like, wow.
Actually, I think I did know that from 40 Towers, I think.
Oh, okay.
There's a reference in
But
there.
but what do you then call a wine bottle that is corked? Like you cork the wine bottle to keep it in. So what do you? If you reserve the name corked wine for wine that has been corked, like badly, or like so, then what do you call a wine bottle like that has been what? I feel like it should be called overcorked or something, you know, like never mind.
Butt wine.
Yeah,
It's gone butt.
it's gone butt.
Yesterday, I was in the office, and we've got these new brand of drink in there, and Hearn was in there, and he was like, oh, the berry one tastes of ass. And then he went to say, have you ever had...
Ass.
And he was asking, he was asking like whatever drink he was about to say. I can't remember what it was, like some sort of popular brand of drink. And both Boba and I just thought he was going to be like, have you ever had ass? We both burst out laughing and he was just stood there like, what's funny?
So you both started laughing before he'd even asked the question. Because both of you imagined, oh my.
Just the way he set it up, we were just like, hun?
This really tastes like ass. Have
Where's the
you
quiet one?
ever had any? The two of you together, like you just like amplify each other's natural giggliness and dumb jokes. Honestly, like I can handle you one-on-one, and I can handle Boba one-on-one. But when there's two of you, it's too much. I can't. I'm overwhelmed.
There's two of them now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting overwhelmed by the Briony. Anyway, you must have finished up with blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
What do you mean by that? What's this angle this time?
It should already be more apparent that between the crime scene and the Garadeb household runs a rather wide street, Briar Road.
So this is again going to be the thing where like you can't throw a knife all the way over there.
Which means that the distance from the Garadeb house to the scene is 15 yards. Let me see, 15 yards. That's around 14 meters.
They're so close together that I really wish they would just stop using yards. They're so close. Like 30 yards is 28 meters. I don't know why I just doubled the two numbers that's on the screen. But it's so close that you could just
I
skip
don't
yards.
know yards.
Well,
I
the
don't
English
know.
measurement goes like inches, and it's like 12 inches to a foot, 3 foot to a yard, and then 1760 yards to a mile. Like that.
Yeah.
That conversion is just not very good.
How do you measure things?
Metric, centimeter, meter, kilometer, decimeter,
Yeah.
kilo, microgram, milligram,
That
kilogram.
confused me because every time I ever had to work out like the distance for focusing a camera, lenses that I've always used are always done in feet.
Millimeters. What? Okay.
Yeah, so then when I went to Norway and used Norwegian lenses,
All of a sudden it was
markings were in-
centimeters.
yeah, and I had to be thinking like, how do I know the centimeters from the camera? It was just like confused my brain.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, inherently, there's nothing that is more valuable about a centimeter compared to an inch. Like, they're just measurements. Like, none of them have any particular inherent value. The value in metric comes from the conversion to all the others. Like, the fact that it is a simple times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, so that you can easily convert between the bunch. While the imperial system is just so random. Like, because that started with this rough idea of like, oh, an inch, like sort of like half a thumb, right? And then like, a foot, kind of like a foot, sort of, kind of. And then yard, roughly the length of our yard. I actually don't know. It's something with lumber, I think, is what yard is anyway.
Yams. Do we measure
Yams,
everything in yams?
Ilms, yams, and yams. I don't know. Come on, yeah. That's what we do now. That's it.
Apparently, old Boris wants to go back into measuring things in ounces and all of that malarkey.
Really?
That was his announcement the other day.
Why? Why? Like,
What?
Is he? Oh, he just wants to be America. He just wants to be America, doesn't he? I think he wants to be the America of Europe. It's so dumb.
It is.
So yum.
So yum. I would throw him several yums for being so
Many
yum.
yums, yeah. and I will beat him within an ilm of his life. These are Final Fantasy measurements we are mentioning right now.
Us, the intellectuals, talking Final Fantasy measurement.
Yeah, jeez. 14 meters? Oh, that's a little farther than I'd imagined.
And as you ladies and gentlemen of the jury rightly noted, as having portentous significance, portentous
Significance.
porcupine significance.
Porcupine significance.
The fourth book was found in the victim's clutches.
Well, maybe she picked it up from the other side of the road first, then got stabbed, and then walked all the way over to the other one and then
Stopped to pick up the book, and then that put her in the firing line for the knife. That's or the knifing line.
See, is 15 yards really that far away that you can't throw it? Like, they're making it out to be like this crazy thing. And also, you know, when you throw out from high above, you get the angle, right? The higher you are, the longer it gets. It's why in a javelin competition, they all start on the ground. You don't get one guy to stand on a ladder. That wouldn't be fair. So, I think Van Ziek's argument is like, ha! That's impossible, 15 yards. Ha ha ha. Is it though? I don't think it is.
I reckon if I threw something from our window, it would hit the other side of the road.
Anyway, I hid my webcam now so people can see the scythes. The wine bottle with Van Ziek's own personal label on it. So I guess that's why he feels the need to throw it and destroy it every time.
Maybe I should have done a German accent for him if I could do a German accent. Or a Belgium.
Can you do a Belgian accent better than a German?
No.
Then, in other words, this smoldering book, wantonly held by the lady of the house, traveled some 15 yards. Yes. I don't know.
Somehow he just gets sexier and sexier.
Well, I was gonna say, I bet you if I did that voice, chat would stop thirsting over him. So.
No, we're strange. To land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the collapsed victim's fingers and thumb. One thing I don't like about him, other than the racism, is his point.
Yeah, he does this. He doesn't do a proper ta-da. He does this all. Yeah. I'm gonna position myself into a point. You know.
I don't like that. And the racism.
That also, yes, mostly the racism. Yeah.
But as we're improving him, we can also change his point.
Exactly. While we're fixing things.
Yes. Is that your final conclusion, my learned and deluded friend?
And
did the jackknife follow a near identical trajectory to plunge into the middle of the victim's back? This fantasy is somewhat stretching the notion of having a bad day for the victim, I think. Even those pathetic serialized detective stories have more believable plots. How dare you?
That's my friend Herlock Sholmes you're complaining about. There's nothing I can say to that. Well, okay. So his entire argument is like, that's unlikely, so therefore bad. And it's like, you don't know. She could have.
Fight yourself through this game.
Yeah.
That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice.
Miss Osato.
Serialized detective stories are pathetic, are they? How dare he?
Maybe let's pick our battles here?
My lord, might I be allowed to speak?
As judicial assistant, you may speak for the defense. Yes, go ahead.
The prosecution may consider the idea a fantasy. What the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change its leaning. And as such, the court has a duty to explore this alternative explanation as thoroughly as possible.
I'm gonna throw a wine bottle real soon if you don't let me have this game. I'll throw all the wine until I win.
To that end, juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garadeb, must be called to testify and submit a cross-examination.
Saints alive! A cross-examination of our juror?
Who's going to join the jury? The victim?
Ora! 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 Well, this is highly regular. It's unprecedented for a member of the jury to be summoned to the witness stand.
Objection!
And unnecessary.
Lord and Seeks?
There are already witnesses in the stand whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. If my learned friend's farcical theory has any truth in it, then both a burning book and a jackknife must have flown through the sky before this couple's eyes. We must assume they would be able to testify accordingly. But it was foggy and they couldn't see.
And he was basically sleeping. What say you, witnesses? Yes, sir. Constable, Rolly Beat, reporting for duty, sir.
Well, good morning, officer.
Sorry for dozing until now, sir. I haven't sat for a month on account of a villain who's appeared on my beat, sir.
Oh, they are so heroic, these London bobbies.
Ah, in London, Bobby. Patricia, my darling, I've been neglecting you, but no more.
Oh, Rolly, my hero, you make me swoon.
Very well. I hereby reject the defense's request
Oh,
and order the witnesses in the stand to testify again. State forthwith before the court any details pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of events. Yes, sir. Constable Beats report.
his little eyes closing.
Yeah. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. See, sir, the window on top floor of the Garadeb house are top hinged casements.
Obviously, if anything had been thrown out the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there making sure nothing was disturbed.
I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir. Well, this is quite startling. Top hinged casement windows.
That detail was not in the police report, Constable.
Yes.
Unless.
That's is for me. Is for me. Must have been a little drowsy.
You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable.
No, sir. Sorry, but what exactly is a top hinged casement window?
And you cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend.
Of course. Sorry.
I found it, Mr. Naruhodo.
In her book of everything.
Yeah. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's room.
All right, I'll try.
Oh. So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. But as it's a top hinged casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see. I'm glad you've rectified your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain amount.
Okay, I will admit it will be hard to throw the knife now with that angle.
Yeah.
It prevents it opening? This is all news to me. Absolutely correct, sir. In other words, If a book or knife were to have been thrown open through... In other words, if a book or knife were to have been thrown through the open window, it would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down to the pavement below. No.
You see the problem then. Good. Your education in Windows is complete.
Hooray! I finished the class. Top marks.
There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is, unless the window pane had been shattered, something we've discounted already.
That can't be.
Did you see that, Roly? That young Japanese man just collapsed in agony.
Oh, yes, my darling, I saw it. I saw how he crumbled before me.
Oh, Roly, you're so strong.
Oh, my God.
This is happening. I haven't even started the cross-examination yet, and already my argument's been destroyed.
Counsel, if you could drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination.
My lord. Oh, good. Another desperate situation. Here we go.
Constable.
Constable Beats report.
I'm yawning like he is.
You're a method actor.
Yeah, absolutely. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word.
Hold it!
How can you say that for certain? A very good question, sir. And the answer is this. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty.
He showed us that before, didn't he?
Did he? I can't say I remember. Patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man is what the job's all about. That is why I can stand here today beside my long-suffering wife and tell you a Bobby's good for his word. While rubbing my tired eyes, admittedly. Sir!
Oh, Roly, you're so manly.
Of course I am, my darling Patricia. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Roly.
No, none of this is what I meant. I meant, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb?
Ah, I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir.
Yes, well, so could you answer the question?
That was a waste of time then. Absolutely, sir. I will answer to the fullest of my ability, sir. There's a surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's domestic dispute can't be related to this case. But before I get into that, sir, just one thing.
Yes?
I'd very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the great British institution of Scotland Yard. So I hope you'll take back some tales of us London Bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles.
I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I've only just arrived here.
So to that end, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant card for your perusal. I must warn you, you won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears.
Thank you. I'll try. Constable Beats' warrant card has been entered. Alright, let's take a look at that. Page 2! A policeman will strive to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. A patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. Any crime fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigations and help detectives.
Okay.
So, preserve the peace, fine. Supposed to walk 20 miles around the beat. It's under his jurisdiction, and if it's on his beat, he needs to help with the investigation. Okay. Okay.
Hold it!
By which you mean they don't open fully, is that correct?
Yes, sir. They're just there to allow a bit of air through the house, you see? So they're restricted as to how much they open.
And therefore, anything thrown out of the window from inside the room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. Here is the location where the objects would have fallen. Oh, I thought he was going to say something else.
Yeah, would have fallen.
And here is where the body was.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Yes, directly opposite the scene of the crime on the other side of the rather wide road. Wouldn't it have been so hard for somebody to mention this top-hinged casement thing before? Well, I have another question for you, Constable. And what would that be, sir? How do you even know? Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's house is furnished with? Ah, well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday.
Oh.
Well, now.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, Mrs. Beat?
Sorry?
You look, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that?
Oh, I'm just remembering, that's all. We really were so lucky.
Lucky? What do you mean?
Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. But we were just so lucky it happened on Rowley's beat. It was so close, you see.
If it didn't happen on Rowley's beat, why is he
Oh,
involved?
it didn't happen. It didn't happen on Rowley's beat.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't realized.
Oh, yes, that street, Briar Road. That's the boundary between Rowley's beat and the next one.
Aha!
Isn't that right, my love?
Constable Beat! Yes, that's right. That's the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants at the Garrett household yesterday. Their house is on my beat, you see. Zah. I really was cutting it close then.
Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. If the Garrideb household is on your beat, does that mean the pavement next to it is as well?
Inside Mr. Garrett's house? Yes, ma'am. The pavement on that side of the road is part of my beat. I see. I was unaware of that.
Just think, if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road, we would never have been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. Did you move the body?
Huh.
That's pretty suspicious.
Yeah.
That's pretty suspicious.
That's very suspicious. Because... But she left.
Yeah.
But Rowley was sleeping, so...
Yeah. But that's the life of a Bobby after all.
Extraordinary people, our bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners.
Do you know what I think? I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Rowley for all his hard work.
Or maybe it was someone else who moved her?
Don't you think so, my darling?
That must be it, Pat, my love. That must be it. I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on record.
Leave it to me, Mr. Naruhodo. I'll take care of it immediately.
Chaos Files information has been updated in the court record. See, now, again... Yeah, I feel like...
I think it's suspicious.
Very suspicious. I feel like that information we just find out, like, just... Because if the body wasn't there, then she could have been walking on the other side of the road and could have been hit by... But then also you get to, like, why would she meet... that's me in the road, you know?
I just had a thought.
Please tell me.
I think it happened on the other side of the road, and it
Well,
was that
you
the
mean
stuff
the one further away?
one directly underneath the window.
Okay.
And the guy dropped his books when he saw it and rushed inside the house. And then she decided, I want to go for my meal, or someone decided between the two of them.
Yeah.
So they moved it she didn't know that like whose books were whose, so she put it into her hands thinking, well, they were her books, I'll make it look as if she dropped them. And that's why she remembered the books so well. Because she'd had to pick them up.
That's true. So she would have seen them close.
Yeah.
If she was... that seems risky. To just be moving an entire corpse around, you know?
It was really foggy.
Yeah. But what if someone saw her? Just like dragging a whole corpse around, and wouldn't there be any like trace in the snow?
That's true.
There's a whole big non-snow area around her. I think you're onto something. I think it's likely that that's the case, but I feel like there are still some questions I have about that.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is a good enough reason to specifically, a police must insist, and she knew that. She was like, we'll never be able to go if that's the case, and we are right at the edge, so if I move it, it won't be in his jurisdiction, so therefore... So that works for me, but I'm curious about the actual mechanics of how she got her all the way over there. And I'm still wondering about where the hell all the blood is. Like, how is there no blood anywhere? Or even on the knife?
What if they tied a scarf around her and dragged her across?
There's not even any blood on the knife.
And where is the tip of the knife?
And why has no one asked about the blood on the knife? Or the blood on her? It's like they're all accepting of it.
Yeah. It's gonna come up at some point.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, if anything had been thrown out the window, we would have seen it.
But according to my notes here, the sun had gone down already and it was dark.
Oh, but Rowley and I were strolling along, gazing at the night sky and looking for our lucky star.
Sorry?
The star that will guide us to eternal happiness.
Can it guide you to answer the question? If a flaming book had caught across the sky in front of us, it would have been lit up like a shooting star.
And if I'd seen a shooting star, I would have made a wish upon it. Let Rowley be an inspector, I would have said, 3 times at least.
Of course, what with the smog and everything, we couldn't actually see any stars.
In short, are you trying to say that neither a book nor a knife crossed the sky before
I like
you?
how you just asked to like, alright, your dumbass testimony aside, is what you're saying the thing that I need you to say? Please, thank you. That's basically...
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That is correct, sir. As sure as the night sky in London is starless, sir. Certainly seems like they're telling the truth.
And then we saw the poor woman fall to the ground, so we ran straight over to help her. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rowley was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
I mean, he was sleeping. Yes, you said that you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer. Is that right?
That's right, yes. If it had been on Rowley's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course.
Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box on every beat.
But it's a... Oh, I see. Oh, okay, no. So, Rowley told me the way, only I sort of got a little lost on the way.
Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rowley.
Oh, please.
So, I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes. But like I said, my Rowley was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed.
So Rowley was there the entire time?
Yeah.
And she was gone. So, I mean, even if he is mega sleepy, he would have noticed the body suddenly being on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
Even if he fell asleep and he would have then woken up with the body being moved, he would have known.
Unless he moved
Unless
it.
he moved it, yeah. I mean, if he was part of it, sure, yeah. I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bobby is never really off duty, sir.
I mean, what we've learnt from this game is that wives are terrifying, and maybe she threatened him.
Maybe.
If anything, what probably happened was that she was hit in the head by a book falling down, and she was like, if you don't drag this body across the road, I'll throw this knife at you. And then she blew it through the knife and got the victim.
Didn't take my eyes off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir.
Hold it!
Oh, you slept, didn't you? Nothing to report. That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. I can swear that on the yard's honor, sir. Okay, well, he's really saying that he didn't, so I'd be very surprised if he's now saying he was sleeping. Didn't he say he was sleeping? I swear.
Yeah.
Really? That seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, sir? Strange, sir? Seems altogether regular to me. This burnt copy of the Lion's Pride was originally in the Garrett household. So the question remains, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time? Aha! Could it be a different copy, sir? One that just happened to be burnt as well? I mean, even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from this photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder. Yeah, so why was she carrying one book in her hand?
Yeah.
Like, we know that Satsume Natseki had, or Saseki Natsume, I keep mixing up his name, was carrying the books out in the open, like, but she had a bag for it, so.
Yeah.
Well, that book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived at the scene. Is that so? There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. The two mysteries of how the knife ended up in her back and how the book ended up in her hand. There must be some common thread between them.
Can I ask you something? Please, Mr. Lawyer, sir?
Oh, yeah, of course. What is it?
You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell.
What? I wasn't really, I mean, what's she doing?
Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimony any less valuable.
Oh, come on.
Playing the
Yeah,
card.
well, and we all know that women aren't less valuable or less reliable. They're just evil murderers, all of them. That's all we've figured out so far.
Not yet. It's only a matter of time. You might just see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman of my word, I am.
I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you.
No excuses, I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, you'll let me speak, won't you?
You've just spoken a bunch. Yes, Mrs. Beat, I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one. That was a very loud mutter. Did you say something?
Oh,
Yeah.
ironically, I said I heard that, but you didn't.
I didn't indeed, no.
That Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife's word counts for nothing, does he? Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Rolly won't.
Duly noted, Mrs. Beat. Please, I humbly ask you to continue.
What'd she possibly be about to say, I wonder? I know what I saw. My eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little off sometimes, though.
Hold it!
Mrs. Beat, nobody's questioned what you've told us.
I saw it, I did, that evening. I saw it clearly.
If her sense of direction stuff, maybe she came back through a different side of the street and thought she was the same side, so didn't notice that it had been moved.
Yeah.
She was like, yes, on my left. It was on my left last time, so it's definitely still on my left.
Yeah.
Even though it had moved.
That little Eastern man with the whiskers and the funny curved back slinking away from the scene.
Ha.
And I know what I didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky.
All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction?
Oh, yes, well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I'm always ending up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Rowley. He gets ever so cross.
Excuse me, Rowley. Constable Beat, is there a problem? No, sir. No problem, sir. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps? Oh, well, in a way, sir. Yes, sir. I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening, Sol. You mean Mrs. Beat lost her way? On the night of the incident? Well, you see, I sent her out to find a police box in the next beat over mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15.
Rowley, you're such a tease.
I'm sorry, what?
You're such a tease.
Right.
But the reason I was I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly.
He's such a tease? In regards to... I'm sorry, hold on. She was gone longer. I thought she'd be back. You're such a tease. What?
Does it mean as in, like, he's teasing her about not being good at directions?
I guess so. Maybe that's on me for thinking teasing is like romantic related. But it might just be the teasing in a more friendly thing. To be fair, it's not... Given how romantic they've been, it's not strange that I think of it in a romantic way.
That's true, yeah.
The bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about?
Oh, it was a present for our wedding anniversary. Rowley's so romantic. He saved up for it with farthings and halfpennies he found in the gutter while doing his rounds.
Halfpennies is a half pennies, right?
Yeah.
And they just like... Is it really halfpennies? Or is that...
I think it's, halfpennies.
Halfpennies.
Instead of halfpennies.
Wow. What is your language? If it's supposed to be half pennies, it's not halfpennies. Like, what? That just changes... Okay, so the apostrophe is there because the F, or the LF has been removed. But that shouldn't change the entire pronunciation of the word. Crazy.
I don't make the rules.
No, you don't. It's true. Yes, how romantic.
I'd forgotten all about it until just now. Had you, my darling?
Oh, yes. But that was just between us. Not talking about it to anyone else, darling. You have to promise. Huh.
Oh, really? Oh.
Huh.
I don't know what's happening. I'm so confused. Gone so long because of the bouquet that he saved up for.
For the wedding
Forgotten all
anniversary.
about it. It's between us.
So... Okay, so Rowley's like, haha, she's bad at directions. That's why she came home. She's like, well, no. I came late because of the bouquet. Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, the bouquet, the present.
What's happening?
But if Rowley had a bouquet for him, why did that mean she was away longer? I mean...
Don't know.
What was that all about? Constable Beat looked very obviously troubled during that exchange.
I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Mrs. Beat about the bouquet.
About Mrs. Beat, this bucket you just mentioned? I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please.
Really? Yes, I'd love to.
Man Seeks doesn't like that.
Oh, it was a bouquet of books and knives, and I threw it at the woman I did. What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. Wait, she dropped it? What is it?
So she already had a bouquet.
Oh.
You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime?
Yes, that's right. Oh, I was so upset.
But the bouquet was not at the scene of the crime when we came there.
When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back. I was so shocked I dropped the bouquet Rolly gave me. It was in a dark spot where the streetlights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first.
Maybe this will lead to us realizing that, aha, the death was in a place where there was not a lot of light, so it can't have been where we found it because that was in a lot of light or something, maybe.
Yeah.
And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on.
Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. That's when I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all.
Aha! It was moved! Was it moved by Rolly?
Dear.
Was it Rolly that did the moving?
I think Rolly did the bad thing.
Rolly was the bad one? All this time?
In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beat, the victim is not deceased. I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road.
Your husband, presumably.
That's right. Silly me, I'd gone over to the wrong side of the street. Or had you? Had you gone to the right one and you're
And then it's just been
doubting
moved,
yourself?
and you're moving it because you think you was in the wrong direction. Because I raised that theory before, that she came back the other way, and it's like, oh, it was supposed to be on the left, and you know, and you actually come from the other way around, but...
Although I'm going to blame the bouquet this time. I can't think how it got there, I really can't.
So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the other. No, the body was moved to place it out of Rowley's jurisdiction so that he didn't have to help with the investigation and stuff.
Yeah.
And it must have been Rowley that moved it. Rowley was the only one there because Patricia was gone. Curious indeed.
Isn't it? But the worst part of it is, I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. That beautiful rose Rowley bought me. Would that change from the gutter he spent so long collecting? By bouquet, do you perhaps mean this sorry solitary rose? Oh! Oh! Yes, that is it! Oh, jeez. That's the bouquet Rowley bought me for our anniversary, with old bits of change he found in the gutter.
Maybe just call it the rose? Tell us, Lord Van Zeeks, where did you come by the flower?
According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Garadeb household.
Okay. So that means the bouquet, or the rose, was dropped on the pavement near Mrs. Garadeb's. And that's where she dropped it because that's where the body was. And then when she came back, it was on the different side because Rowley had moved the body and relied on Patricia just forgetting because she was bad at directions. And Rowley moved it so that he didn't have to help with the investigation. And he was the one...
That is a good point. They said that the bobbies are there to gaslight the lamps, not their wives. Unbelievable. Is that part of the bobby's duty?
Probably not. And we have the book to check it.
Although it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay there where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare.
Where the actual crime happened.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. Could I please have it back now? Please?
No, I think for good measure this rose should be added to the court record as evidence.
Oh.
Ba-dum-ba-dum.
Ooh.
Yeah, cause to drop it where she stood.
But it's a symbol of our love. I went back after the trial. Oh no, I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back.
Good grief. Rest assured that I shall do my very best not to forget, Mrs. Pete. I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir.
Hold it!
We found out a lot of new things, and I want to figure out how to present the idea that he moved it. That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. I can swear that on the yard's honor, sir. Oh, we've seen this before, actually.
I guess should we have a look at the bouquet?
Yes. Let's take a look at the buckets.
Well, Mr. Naruto, what do you make of all this?
Yes. The whole idea of an invisible attacker has been troubling me all along. But I believe I'm starting to get a picture of what really happened here now. The fourth book that had no business being at the scene of the crime made me sure that Mrs. Garrett was hiding something from us. But it's becoming increasingly clear that someone else has been hiding something from us as well. I think I may already be armed with everything I need to strike a decisive blow here. This time, it's going to expose the whole truth about this mysterious affair.
Yes, have a little goosey.
Have a little examination. It's very stylish paper the flowers wrapped in, isn't it?
It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me.
Ah, I see.
Something wrong?
Oh, no, I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in English newspaper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake.
Ah, Susato-san, you do love your cakes. Who doesn't?
An English rose. It's such a beautiful
an English
flower.
rose. This is a rose, is it? I've never seen one before.
Do you not take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo?
I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least.
Gosh, 3?
Yes, plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom.
Perhaps you should consider branching out, learning some that aren't fruit tree based, for example.
Well, I guess rose is number 4.
Yeah. Do, 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 do. An English rose.
Oh,
Wow.
that's the same thing, okay.
I thought that was going to be the newspaper.
Yeah, me too.
So
think
what
we've-
is that?
Probably seen everything we can investigate on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so... maybe press bouquet and presenting the bouquet where you stood? Well... Which one to present? I see, I think I know what I want to do, but I don't know which...
Which is the right one to do it
Yeah.
on.
Let's throw in a save.
Boo, boo, boo.
Let's try and present the bouquet for this one.
Objection!
Nope. That was not the right one.
Does it maybe have to be on something he says?
Didn't take my eyes off the crime scene. What about the moving bouquet?
Objection!
Yeah, okay. You claim, Constable Beat, that there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be.
What do you mean to say?
In your testimony just now, Mrs. Speed, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with a policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection!
Objection!
Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of this meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can so be described, no doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs. Oh my gosh, Fancy.
He is so mean! He's just not even just racist and stuff and wasteful and annoying and mean. He is also mean and racist and evil and murdering and annoying and mean and wasteful. And also mean!
Objection!
But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to the fact?
No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore to that on Scotland Yard's honour. But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Rowley didn't mention it, I'm sure.
No, because sadly it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around.
What are you talking about?
Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garrideb's book. Mr. Garrideb's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in front of Mrs. and Mr. Garrideb's house. There's no logical explanation for those things, unless somebody deliberately moved them.
Yes. Mutter, 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 mutter.
Mutter, mutter, mutter indeed.
What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Rowley's done something wrong. Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says. Wittering on about books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is.
Oh good, Mrs. Garrideb's come around.
Oh yeah, I forgot she
Yeah, she
fainted.
fainted, yeah. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garrideb. But deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called,
Meddling.
meddling.
Tampering, Mr. Naruhodo.
But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it, for a very subtle but compelling reason.
Objection!
Tampering? You've barely heard the term before. Tell us, my learned friend, who would possibly have had the cause to carry out such an elaborate deception?
Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular person.
The thingy!
The thingy! So we're
The
gonna
thingy!
point at Rowley, and then we're gonna point at his warrant book that says it would be in his jurisdiction. Counsel, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture. Who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the scene of the crime? Rowley Beat.
Take that!
Oh, only when the camera zooms out, you can see that it is just one scarf.
Oh, really? Oh,
Frozen
yeah.
from behind.
That's great. Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Rowley Beat, it was you. What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard?
What nonsense! Why would my Rowley do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. No Bobby works more tirelessly for the people of London.
Mrs. Beat, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it.
Sorry. Trot, thank you for the raid. It made me jump. Hello.
Welcome, Trot Raiders. Welcome.
We are doing Ace Attorney. That lovely voice you hear is Rithian.
Indeed, it's me.
Oh my gosh, and Hat Films, thank you for the raid as well. Hello, hello,
A
hello.
double raid.
Double raid.
Indeed.
You're making it up. Oh, it's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about that Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it.
Objection!
Objection. If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it.
Oh. And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beats, it was after the defendant had fled the scene. Ah, well... First, you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing.
Motive?
Is it going to be evidence? Oh. You claim the crime scene was tampered with. But there is only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something. That's right, he's right. But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all. So why would we have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense. So that you could go and have dinner.
Exactly.
You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats.
Constable Beat had a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to this entire affair.
Mr. Naruhodo, have you managed to solve this mystery? What do you mean managed? I'm a lawyer.
Counsel, you've made a very serious accusation against that London police officer. If you are mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged. With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering. Yes, my lord. Constable Beat's motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide where the victim fell. Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs.
What? Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Briar Road. We saw it happen, remember? It was right here, as if anyone didn't already know.
That's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all.
What? What?
It
Oh,
is
yeah,
one
look, it
scarf,
is one
yeah! It's a one mega giant long scarf. You know, they could just cut it in half and have two scarves.
That's true.
All I'm saying. That's not a matter of being
That
poor,
wouldn't
so
be
they can only...
romantic.
That's true, yeah. I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, counsel.
If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friend. Where are you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening?
Well, here, of course.
Yeah.
Take that!
But that's...
On the opposite side of the road. I don't understand.
On the evening in question, Mr. Garadeb's book fell directly down from the open window above. And your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself. Good greatness!
Mutter, mutter, mutter,
Mata, objection.
Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the movement the moment the attack took place. That's right. I saw it with my own eyes.
It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, I was actually on the west side of Briar Road.
No, that's not true. It can't have been.
Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. I don't know why I said scene crime.
Scene crime.
Scene crime. He moved all the things shown in this print. The victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road. Extraordinary! But the constable overlooked one thing.
What? What did he overlook? The bouquet, I presume.
Exactly.
The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Van Seek said it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay where the street lamps cast no light.
Yes, it couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously. Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond, Constable Rowley Beat? He's sleeping. Very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important?
Oh, Rowley. It isn't true, is it? What that lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know.
I had a dream, a terrible dream. All the things I did that night. Everything came out. Everything exposed. Only, it seems, it wasn't a dream at all. Good golly! He said a bunch of different good. Ora! 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 What on earth is the meaning of all this?
Oh, Rowley, why? Why would you do something like this? Moving a corpse is a criminal offence, isn't it?
Wishing the victim dead should be one, too. Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London town. I can't say, sir. What? I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the Yard's reputation. For everything. I have a possible explanation for why, on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason.
What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman?
And yet, Lord Van Zeeks, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far. I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. The counsel for the defense, if you please. Yes, my lord. Now then, I think you had better show us some evidence. At once, my lord. England, Japan, it makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions. What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable actions? The warrant card.
Take that!
Yes.
I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land, and I have only just arrived from Japan. Which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example. Keeping the peace, looking after the citizens on his beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly. But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special. Special? How? On account of this bouquet, my lord.
Oh, yes. It was our very first wedding anniversary.
Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal.
When he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road. When he saw that shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them. What must have gone through the man's mind?
Sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, policemen must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Aha! Constable Beat. Is that, or is that not, the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Yes. Everything you said, it's all right.
Poor Rolly, man. I feel for him. He works so hard he can barely get any sleep. And then finally he and his lovely wife is going to go on a lovely meal. And then someone is dead and he's like, if this person had died 5 meters from where I was, or 15 meters I guess, everything would have been fine and I would have been able to go on to have a meal. Instead now my entire anniversary day is going to be ruined. My wife is going to be so sad and so upset. Wait a minute.
There is that,
Maybe it
but
was
that-
only a few meters. Maybe I should move it.
From the other point of view, remember she's not dead. He dragged a still living woman with a knife in her back across the road.
Yeah.
So he could go off for
Yeah, okay, yeah.
dinner.
Actually, kind of. Yeah. That's kind
She
of not
just
so
are like,
good.
Help. And he's just like, shh.
Shh. Quiet now. Quiet now. You're not on my beat. This is not my job. She was unconscious, I think, at least. Probably. I hope, at least.
It was all to do with the boundary of your beat. Oh. Oh.
Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat.
Good gracious. Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you have done?
It was the first time since I became a copper that I'd ever cursed God.
Wow.
Stay close to me, Pat. That criminal could still be lurking around somewhere. As we ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. Then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigations and help detectives. Why here? Why did this happen here? And why tonight of all nights? Why? It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then, when I opened my mouth to speak, it just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you'll have to go to the police box that covers it. Turn right along Mearsham Street and then... He just
On the
wanted a
plus
night
side-
with his anniversary.
Gonna get so much sleep in prison.
I hope he doesn't get to stay in prison for too long. I mean, he did something pretty bad, but it's not like he killed the woman or anything. Or did anything
Or
malicious.
did he? We don't know.
That's true. But really, he just wanted a night off to be with his wife. If he can barely get any sleep, when do they even get to have sex? That's even... Because sleep takes priority. So there'd be even less of a chance for a whole year, Briony. Oh, no.
Wait, didn't he just say for a month that he's been...
Yeah, it's true. He has something for a whole month, I guess. But he is very busy.
Maybe...
He's crying.
Oh.
I'm
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I just wanted to get my end away, sorry. So I moved the victim. Oh, Constable.
I just wanted...
Is this when he's going to say it?
I just wanted to nail my wife for once. That's all I wanted. Just that one night to take my Patricia out for dinner.
Oh, really?
Just that one night.
You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene out of your jurisdiction. Just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighbouring beat's care.
You see, I thought... Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see. I beg your pardon?
Didn't even check. Oh,
Well...
of course it did. Otherwise, my Rowley would never have left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement.
I see your meaning now. God got me back from my sins, didn't he? That's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat.
Oh no, Rowley, that was all my fault. I should never have dropped it in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Rowley.
And can you tell us, Constable? How many books did you move from one side of the road to the other in total? Oh, 4 it was. Yes, sir. Definitely 4.
3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garadeb household, of course.
But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? When all others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean. Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it.
Whoa! What?
How you found it? What do you mean?
When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book.
So my original theory works. First the book falls down, she bends down to pick it up, and then when she is bent over, the knife falls down and stabs her in the back.
Yeah.
So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Oh, yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir. Interesting. The 4th book information has been updated in the court record. I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only the 2 people at the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happen. However which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off, who done it. I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it.
My lord.
Yes, Lord Van Zeeks?
I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Constable, you may withdraw. I'll
Yes, sir.
kill you later. Mr. Prosecutor, sir. What will become of my Rowley? What will happen to him? For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course. Please, don't punish my husband. This was all my fault. It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late.
Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired.
Oh. All right then, my love. One last thing, Constable.
Sir?
Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you.
Yes, sir.
Carve that lesson in your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime.
Never again, sir? You mean to say?
Leave. Now. This trial is not over yet.
Sir! And away he goes.
Nice of him, wasn't it? We're changing him already.
Well, I mean, just because he
Right.
literally didn't fire him, he's just a prosecutor. It's not like he decides who lives and dies in the... Well, he does, because he'll murder him. Let's say who gets to keep his job in the police. That's probably the inspector who gets to do that. Mr. Gregson. If he's got a long way to go to be redeemed, this Lord Van Murder hobo. Whoever thought about... Oh, I missed an entire thing. Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say. Whoever thought about third-party transplanting the entire scene of a crime like that?
Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is the only person who could possibly have committed this crime.
No, the knife. Jeez.
Objection.
No, I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there is someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back.
Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of the possibility already.
Lord Van Sinks, is this true?
No.
No, it's not true. It's fake. It's not true. You're making things up.
Very well. Name the person, if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing. You know who it is.
You know. You will name this other person who could have perpetrated the crime.
Take that!
But she didn't do it on purpose, to be fair, but, you know. The defense would once again like to request the cross-examination of a new witness, my lord. Once again? My assistant made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, it is imperative that we cross-examine juror member 4, Mrs. Joan Gardeb.
Me? Oh, dearie me. That request has already been denied.
Yes, but now we have reasonable cause.
Objection.
But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Gardeb, answer me this.
Do you want to know, you little toad?
At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Gardeb. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited, and to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road.
Oh, what of it?
You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the open top-hinged casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident.
Yes, and I said, what of it?
During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Gardeb. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, have you really never laid eyes on it before?
Look at the cheeks wobbling.
Yeah.
I don't recall it.
Seriously?
Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband?
Yes.
And anyway, the man over there in all that regalia said members of the jury needn't testify, didn't he?
Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
No, I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4, if that is your real name.
Which I sincerely doubt, because most people don't have a work title and a number in their name. Isn't that right, Builder number 17? Wait.
Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. He's got a knife.
If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out. But that's just a common old garden knife. It could have come from anywhere. We have several like that at home. If one went missing, how would you expect me to know?
What's that? Are you joking? What are you saying, please, Mrs. Garadeb?
Mutter, mutter, mutter.
Mutter, mutter, mutter.
Oh, who's this?
I don't know.
Is this her?
Now you listen to me.
Listen to me.
It was her, I guess, yeah.
I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it. You literally hit your husband.
Yeah.
Oh, the poor woman.
What? No, she's not. No.
So yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife if that's what you think. Come along now, chop chop. Do your worst.
Well,
Mr. Naruhodo?
I think the proof of this is going to be the broken tip. That when it was thrown, it broke. Because otherwise, like, why would it have a broken tip if it hadn't been thrown? You know?
Oh,
So,
it bounced off the window.
It bounced off the window, tip broke, and then shoo, fell and stabbed poor Olive Green. If I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already.
Literally.
Literally.
Then take the stand, juror. Oh! The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman.
Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks.
I'm going to have to testify.
Juror number 4. As I'm sure you will appreciate, having observed it with your own eyes today, witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. The truth of which witnesses hardly themselves may not even be aware.
Oh, dearie me.
So I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garadeb. And mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels?
Certainly, my lord.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. Jeez, we're still going. Still going.
Or as Shoutdo says, rhubarb, rhubarb, rhubarb. Have you heard about rhubarbing?
Yeah, that's what you say when you're the extra. Because that looks the most like you're talking if you say rhubarb.
I've had to do it before. Rhubarb, rhubarb.
Have you been an extra in a bunch of things?
Yeah, first thing I ever did on films was being an extra.
Yeah. So you just sit there and say and mouth rhubarb, 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 rhubarb. Is that it?
We had like a little chat, but then we ended up saying rhubarb because we found it funny.
So you were in the background, and in the beginning you were just talking random stuff, and eventually you were just going rhubarb. You in the beginning you're like, hey, we're sitting here talking about being an extra and talking about random things and moving our mouth and things, but really we could just say rhubarb. Rhubarb, 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 rhubarb. Eventually, if you repeat the word, it just becomes a sound and not even a word. So eventually it just becomes rhubarb, 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 and that's not really a word anymore.
There's a serious scene going on, and all the extras are just going booba 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 booba.
Yeah. This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real.
Oh.
I'm here in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer. What's that?
I was blocking
Van
Van
Zeek. So am I. And I'm happy that I am. Because soon enough, Horinuska's is going to block him anyway. Almost.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we still got the teapot. Witness, state your name and occupation. Oh, yes, my name is Joan Garadeb. And I'm, well...
She's officially called Joan now. For a while, she was Maid, then she was juror number 4. I think briefly she was Joan when we found out, but only briefly.
I'm a juror and such like.
It sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid. Or what anymore. The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madam?
Yes, my lord. You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth. Oh, dearie me. Oh, is this her husband?
It's probably husband. Chin up, Johnny. Nothing to worry about now.
Oh, I didn't know you were here, John.
Yes, I guess he just got to join. Wasn't only you in the room that day, old thing, was it? Rather think I ought to testify as well, don't you?
But what about your knee, dear?
Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone.
Oh, John.
Oh, Rowley. I presume you are Mr. John Garrideb. Yes, sir. Former second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, sir. Seen my fair share of action and now living the quiet life, as it were.
The quiet life? Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question?
Ah, well, yes. Quite. I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question. Sir, at once. At least this guy says sir and not sa. So.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Yes or no, sir. We've had that before, even, yeah. The Battle of Garrideb. The Battle of Garrideb. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked a candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon had it out, though, and got the window open.
Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him.
Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I'd notice if 1 or 2 went missing, I'm afraid. If that bally thing in the victim's back really was one of ours, you'll have a job proving it, I think. It sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your household that evening.
Although an entirely one-sided assault, it seems.
The enemy caught us on the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy kept shelling us for another minute, we'd have been toast. Of course, veterans such as myself, it's only too aware that on every battlefield you're just a gnat's whisker from death at any moment.
It's not a good living situation.
Are we still talking about a marital quarrel here? Well, I must say I'm dubious that the testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife.
In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are barely noticed. These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they have already testified. This may be a dead end.
And Zeeks may well be right.
Well, whatever the chances, we only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Very well, counsel. Begin your cross-examination.
Boop, 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 boop.
Alright, I am also going to go BRB real quick. So,
okay.
you're going to have to keep people entertained, okay?
Okay. I can do that. I will recite from its beginning the entirety of Old Town Road. I got my horses in the back. Horse deck is it? No, I'm not actually going to do that. How's everyone doing? For anyone who missed the beginning, would you... What's happened this stream? I can do a quick recap. You want a bun cam? Yeah, let's go out a little fifi all up and there. It's a hamster in a maid outfit. She's she does sort of have quite hamstery cheeks. What happened? So we found out that the policeman had moved the body. How did it begin? That was just where. Oh yeah, we did the examination summation for the second time, or the summation examination for the second time. And we. Do you know what we should do? If Rythian's chat can hear me, just start typing random things as if, just make him wonder what we talked about. Just type things like, "What? That would never fit in there," and that would you wouldn't get to Birmingham that way. AME, who would win in a fight between Giselle Brett and Joan Garadeb? Oh, jeez. I think Giselle Brett. I think she would have some. She would have already poisoned her at the very beginning of all of it, and Joan would just be slowly. She would be throwing things, but she would slowly be losing her powers. Who are either of those people? So Joan Garadeb is the lady on the left who you can't see anymore. The lady on the left there, who has been... Thank you, Trickster Tom. Thank you very much for the follow. Whereas Giselle Brett was the lady in the very first case who had poisoned the guy and pretty much got away with it. I don't know if... I thought they were British celebrities. No. I mean, didn't we decide that... Wait. Oh, no. Giselle Brett was... Giselle, was that the name of a bullet or something? And Garadeb... Didn't Nico say that Garadeb is a anagram of brigadier? Yeah. Come a bottle of water. Water bottles. Never seen that accent typed out before. When we played Red Dead Redemption online, Alex's horse was called Bottle of Water. Oh no, he's gone. Oh, wait. Oh, you can't see it. It's fine. I hate the line of argument in this game. You wouldn't do this thing this way. It doesn't mean that people didn't do it in that way. That's true, actually.
Hello,
if anything.
I'm back.
Hello. Did you have fun?
Yes, except I did walk past my kitchen and look in at the sink and saw a lot of dirty dishes that I have to sort out.
Oh,
so
no.
there was that, but otherwise good.
That's not fun.
I caught the last of that, and yeah, that's always sort of been the case with Ace Attorney, in that you need to get exactly the reason, or they won't accept it. Like because of the way it's a game, you can't explain your reasoning in any other way than present specific things at specific times. So
yeah.
that's just how it is. Like, how else would you go around it? Like, you just have to let more and more things be able to work, and have to think that the game knows what you mean. So yeah.
Can you imagine a Phoenix Wright VR game where you actually stood in court? That's it.
Yeah,
That's
I guess, but you're just standing there and still doing the same thing.
Yeah, but you could walk over to Van Zeek's.
Yeah, I guess. And then he'd kick you in the face because he's evil. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Show you his boots.
Show you his boots. Yeah. In your face. Anyway. The Battle of Garadeb.
Oh, yeah, and you had to bang the table yourself. Yeah.
I'd shout objection. You already get to shout objection in the 3DS version or DS version, because obviously, there's a microphone, so you can shout objection as soon as you shout objection, or hold it or whatever, and it works.
Objection.
Yeah.
There could be like a special thing, like how you had like Wiimotes and stuff like that, but it would be like a desk that you got with the game.
Your desk just to slam on it, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be it. As long as you can slam on it, you're doing fine.
Yeah.
Yes, and the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. I can't recall the reason now. Dr. Candlestick over... Yes, what?
Can you click on the game, please?
I feel like it is clicked. Okay, maybe I officially need to click. Oh, let's go back, by the way. Sorry, I thought it was clicked, my bad.
That's okay.
Okay. The reason is what you told us yesterday, I believe.
Yes, that's right. If I remember correctly, it all started because of a note that was tucked into the pages of a book belonging to Mr. Garadeb.
A rather passionate note, in fact. But Mrs. Garadeb found the note, discovering her husband's little secret.
And she gave him a mighty number of slaps across the face for it, too.
Yeah, but it wasn't even his secret, hopefully, we think. We don't know, I guess. What a sordid state of affairs.
Hell on earth.
I say, when a chap says he can't call such things, it's common decency not to drag it all up. And besides, half of it was wide of the mark anyway.
A likely story.
This again. These waters run very deep. And what transpired next after these multiple blows to the face? Knocked the candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon had it out though and got the window open.
Hold it!
And the fire also spread to some items of furniture, didn't it? The bookcase, my armchair, anything of mine really. Just so happens there was some bathwater around that evening, so I slushed that about to put it out. A most precarious situation you put yourself in. Oh, this is a 3-story house on the west side of the street, where the water main isn't connected yet. Have to draw water from public water pump during the day if you need any, you see.
The lodgers are always moaning that they can't get any water at night. Although that little moustache Japanese man buys water in bottles, I believe.
The defendant, Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, he receives a stipend for his studies, you know, from his own country. Can you imagine being able to brew a pot of tea at all hours? He's obviously very well off.
I'm not sure about that. Have you actually seen the state of the man?
I believe he uses all of his income to buy books.
Well, anyway, the point is I was able to douse the fire with water, fortunately enough.
Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him.
Hold it!
Even though the room was on fire?
As I was concerned at the time, it was more important to extinguish my anger than the flames. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw. That is most certainly not true of a Susato takedown, Mr. Naruhodo.
Are you sure? How did she know I was thinking that? So, please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was the knife among the items that you threw at your husband that day?
In all honesty, I don't recall. But I feel I must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, garlic, a towel, and a sponge, a napkin. Oh!
What was that
Well, that
sound?
triggered
super
something.
super. He said something. I want to know what he said. Super. He said something.
Excuse me.
What did you say?
Excuse me, what did you say? Do you have something to add, sir? Mr. Garadeb. Oh, don't shoot! Sorry, I beg your pardon. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind? Nothing of any significance, no. Just that the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction was somewhat more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and the fire poker, I seem to recall. Ouch. The woman's aim is uncanny. She'll end direct with every belly. Ah! Good grief, woman, we're not at home now. This is a court of law.
Dearie me, ever so sorry, dear.
What's she even doing with a teapot in here? I know!
Honestly, John, I would never have thrown such a thing at you, obviously.
Well, take a look at this then. How do you suppose that happened, Your pipe, sir? I had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. I knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did, yes. And when I went to pick the thing up, it was broken in two. I'd like to see a sponge do that sort of damage. I see. Your pipe was broken. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I managed to bandage the thing up for now.
Ah, you are one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear?
I feel like he's not. I wonder what we should make of this account. It could be important. The defense believes Mrs. Garredup's remark just now to be of great significance.
Objection!
This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife and pipes as well as hearts may be broken. Sentimental wisdom, perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony.
Indeed. Common sense, one might say. Might one?
In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir? Ooh.
Well, I don't see why not.
Oh, dearie me, there you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady.
Oh, come on. Very well. The court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence. The pipe. Well, let's take a look at that.
I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo.
Please. You're allowed to say and do everything. Aha! There was something in it.
The tip of
knife
the
tip!
knife! How
Oh,
is he
something just...
not-
How is he smoking with the tip of the knife inside of it? Something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe there.
Yes, I saw it. Something stuck in there, I think.
Let's turn it over and give it a shake. What's this? It's a tiny fragment of metal. Oh, that's you. Sorry.
It looks like the tip of a blade or something.
The tip of a blade? Surely it couldn't be. The fragment of metal has been entered into the court record. It looks to be in a sorry state with that bandage around it, doesn't it? But for some reason it feels slightly ominous to me. Like it's trying to shout a warning. Just avoid Mrs. Garredup if you at all can.
Yes.
Probably because it's the same blue as Mr. Garredup's dressing down.
I
Dressing
suppose
down.
it must have considerable sentimental value to Mr. Garredup, given that he's gone to the trouble of repairing it like this.
Either that, or he can't afford to replace it. Alright, I think that's basically it. Because we found the important thing. This is the tiny piece of metal we found in the chamber of Mr. Garredup's pipe.
It looks like the tip of a blade or something.
The tip of a blade?
Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo?
I don't really know. There's just something something niggling me, but I can't quite put my finger on what it is.
Perhaps in that case, it would be wise to examine some of the other pieces of the evidence again.
Yeah,
This
like
is
the
like-
knife.
This is like what it's like to do dungeons with Trot sometimes.
Yeah?
When he's like,
There's a key on the floor.
whatever could we use this for? Like if we've not done it before, he'd be like, what could this be for? And there's a door here. I just don't know.
I'm pretty sure we've already examined this, but let's check again. Maybe they'll say something now that is missing.
Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo, just at the tip. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing.
Wait, part of it's missing? I could be wrong, but I've just got a feeling. You remember this?
Ah, that's the tiny fragment of metal that we found inside Mr. Garredup's pipe.
Yes, and just maybe. Oh my!
Oh no, it's a perfect fit.
Somehow I just knew it. Alright,
Oh,
So now that's
I was
clear.
hoping to see them like,
combine, yeah.
yeah. I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, you did. Stay quiet, woman. No.
Know
Very
your
much-
place.
Yeah, exactly. No, I very much appreciate your help, Susato.
I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down.
Oh no, it's fine. Thanks to Susato-san, we have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully. Well, thank you for that rebuttal, Mr. Garredup. Now, if we could return to the crux of the matter, what can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim? Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I'd notice if one or two were missing, I'm afraid.
Hold it!
Sorry? Would you care to elaborate? Nothing to say, really. Rather partial to us but a carving, you see. Pipes and whatnot, fishing tackle, you know, the sort of thing.
It's a passion we both share. I like to carve little wooden trinkets too, and then there's my leather work.
Sorry to say we're always losing knives about the place, and we have dozens of the things.
They sell them at the market sometimes, 20 for the price of 19. Needless to say, I snap them up.
What a deal! 20 for the price of 19.
John prefers to use 2 knives at mealtimes too, instead of a knife and fork.
What? Now, Joan, we don't want people thinking I'm some sort of savage. Ah! Here we go again with the scoldings. Why are they being so evasive?
I imagine it's because they don't want to believe it. They can't bear the thought that it might have been one of their knives that injured the victim.
Which is entirely understandable, of course, but still.
Go on with your testimony, witnesses.
Sir? If that bally thing in the victim's back really was one of ours, you'll have a job proving it, I think. Well, we might be able to. So we have no intention of admitting it was your knife. Unless we can produce proof.
Ooh.
Even though there's no other credible possibility if Mr. Natsume's innocent.
Objection.
You forget, my Nipponese friend, that it is yet to be established that the accused is not responsible for the attack.
As if I could forget. If only there was some way to know who had handled the knife. I suppose wizardry like that is just a dream. Ah, one day, sir.
Fingerprinting, Mr. Naruhodo.
What? You mean it's not a dream? That sort of wizardry really exists?
Wizardry. Whenever people touch anything, they leave behind a unique pattern from their skin, or so they say.
But I can't see anything.
There are already countries in the world where these so-called fingerprints can be used as evidence.
Interesting. I was wondering when fingerprints technique was a thing. And if there was a thing in here.
Lord Strongheart is currently discussing the matter at the Ministry of Justice.
Yes, I believe we're rapidly approaching an era of scientific methods of investigation.
But for now, we shall have to find an alternative method of proving our assertion. That this knife found in the victim's back was originally in Mr. and Mr. Darrygeb's house.
Darrygeb. Only I could transplant this whole incident to several years in the future. That's the extent of their testimony, is it?
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I think we've heard all this before, to be honest. I can't say I'm particularly confident that we'll be able to prove anything new from this testimony.
But in this cross-examination, it's absolutely essential that we establish how this knife came to be at the scene of the incident.
1910 was specifically the first trial that used fingerprints. There you go. Yes, I know.
I'm sure both of them must be feeling very worried. Worried that it was in fact a knife belonging to one of them that caused the victim's injury.
If we could find even a tiny shred of evidence to support that theory, it would clinch this trial for us. It would explain everything.
Yes, it would.
So, for Saseki-san's sake, we must. We must find that last crucial piece of evidence. Well, it's the knife then, isn't it? And it would be the fifth statement, I think. Or fourth, I guess. Didn't say... Yeah, there we go. This one. Oh, it is a fifth. Percent, knife. I wonder if it's the knife or the fragment.
Yeah.
We'll try fragment.
Objection.
Yeah, that seems to be it. Mr. Garrideb, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please? You can ask, but I can't see a bally thing. You can't? Used to call me Dead-Eye Deb back in the regiment, of course. That was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days. I struggle to tell a B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest.
Oh, he does. Dearie me, it's rather wearing being asked about every other letter in every other
God.
word.
Just imagine sitting there. It's like, is this a B? No, it's a D. Okay. Is this a Q? No, it's a P. All right. Was this a B again? Yeah, this is a B. Okay, good. Is this a D? Yeah, it is a D. Okay. All right. What a word. He must D very dizzy.
What is that? A tiny scrap of metal?
Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence.
Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence?
It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Gardeb's pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how that's got there. And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that it is in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road? I am.
What?
When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of the case, my lord.
Rhubarb.
You see that his robe has a hole in the back, like a burn hole in the back, and there's butt.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Let's see if it zooms out again. You appear rather confident in that extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well then, present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case? It's the kniff!
Knife.
It's the kniffe! This is the kniffe that was found in the victim's back! If you look closely, you will see that there is a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing.
A common issue with the inferior blade, so did the unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones.
And what of this particular kniffe?
No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim.
No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Gardeb's pipe. Ah, that got
you
him!
hurt him!
That got him!
You hurt him!
Yes! Yes, I want to hurt him more!
Oh.
Be brief, Lord Ranseeks. I shall defeat him!
I don't believe it!
Get wrecked, you smug prick!
The kniffe from the crime scene and this fragment of metal.
Oh,
A
perfect
perfect
match! Good golly gosh! Look!
Oh,
look!
yeah! She's standing on a box.
Yeah! Order! Is this some Eastern sorcery?
This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle.
A miracle? So Van Zeeks has figured it out, has he? Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once. Yes, my lord. This crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Gardeb's pipe?
Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony.
I had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did. Yes, it would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid.
Oh, look at her!
Oh, oh, dearie me. During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Gardeb flung this knife at her husband. Hey, look, it's combined.
Aww.
However, the knife missed Mr. Gardeb, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time.
Which caused the tip to break off. Of course.
Good lord! Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Gardeb's pipe. The chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1! And yet, there is no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out the open window. In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Garrideb's house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below.
Oh, getting stabbed with a blunt knife. That's not nice.
It'll still be pretty sharp, but the very tip of it will have... Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, dear. Oh.
No!
Objection!
Oh, she's got a drink again. He's got a drink again.
Go on, put your leg up. A full-bodied theory, I'll give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points, plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument.
Sorry?
But after all, it is just a theory. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because, you see... It's spoiled by an insurmountable inconsistency.
Why did you cheer so loudly? His foot.
Really wanted it to happen.
Why does he do the foot? I don't understand what this is supposed to be. Randomly putting your foot up.
It's a
What?
Literally.
You just... Aha! Look, I have a foot. Like, what?
Things afoot in your story.
Oh, Christ.
And I'm a boot to explain.
An insurmountable what? Lord Rasix, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified?
An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with the knife planted in the middle of her back.
Yes, because she bent over. I had this theory like early in the case, and everything is coming back to make it true. Yes, in her...
No! That's right, you silly little man.
Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about?
Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife that struck her had fallen from above, there's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back.
Yeah.
Just think, Runosuke. Just think.
Think about it. So, in Phoenix Wright, one of the things is like, don't desperately try to think of how this could have happened somehow. Instead, just think it did happen, and because it happened, how would things have... Okay, I'm phrasing it wrong, but the point is like, don't desperately try to figure out the exact possible thing that could have theoretically caused the situation to happen. Instead, think of the situation as fact and draw conclusions from that. Instead of like trying to fit it in, you just have it happen. I'm explaining it really badly, but the idea is like, why is it impossible to be stabbed in the back? Well, okay, well, no. She was stabbed in the back. So therefore, like, you think of it like reverse, and it works out better.
Quite right, you see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, I said knight, not knife, but you know what I mean, it would have struck her on the top of the head.
Well, no, because it didn't. Which means that she had her knife against where the knife was falling. I mean, back.
Sounds for words, look.
I knew it. I never liked this theory in the first place.
I don't know
though.
so.
What really did happen.
When
I
do
feel
we
like
get
maybe we should double speak there. I don't know. I don't know if it's meant to be, because I feel like it's like they're all saying it, you know?
Yeah.
It would appear the defense has made a rather spectacular blunder.
If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history. Go.
No, it's not, because I know what it is. So close I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track. But now the way has been blocked completely. Just by one simple inconsistency. Or in other words...
We simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency and the theory will stand.
Miss Usato.
You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all, and your mind went blank. But if the path you are on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is in the court record, I'm sure, and all the information you
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip by it.
need is there. It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. He said we're friends.
Don't be such a Sikh simp, Briony. Jesus. Classic.
Barak Van Simps. Not allowed to call me that on Twitch anymore.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Message me on Discord afterwards. Ooh.
This inconsistency doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth.
You've got this.
It's a test. Yes! If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way that it could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is.
He looks so smug.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's so good. And I love how he leans his hand on the sword as well. It's great.
Yeah.
What are you applying? Counsel? There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. That can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer.
Goodness.
Utter madness. Surely this must be the last time. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak. This is the last inconsistency. The final piece in the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. The evidence that explains how the falling knife became lodged in the victim's back is...
The book.
The book!
The book.
This, the fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence the defense will present.
The burnt book?
Is that not Mr. Garadeb's book? Yes. And to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand.
But as we all now know, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that.
Quite so. As part of his wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road. That's true. However, as part of his testimony, Constable Beat made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it. When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. In other words, the victim had already picked the book up of her own volition. And clearly, that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd been doing much of anything. So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? By jingo! What? By jingo! I want to start saying that now. I like that. I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened to him now.
Oh, dearie me. We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garadev household onto the pavement below, at precisely the moment that the victim was walking past.
Yes, at exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in the light fog, when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her.
The book I threw?
Yes, Mrs. Garadeb. And what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement?
Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose...
Like I said from the very beginning, she bent down to pick it up.
She must have reached down.
There we go!
She's so cute!
Oh, she is super cute, yeah.
And picked up the book.
Yes, that is exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book.
Oh.
Oh, I only heard the oh this time. I didn't hear the heavens. That was weird. And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? That's right. Facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book,
Blam.
the next object fell from the room above. The jackknife. Straight into the middle of her back.
Oh, I hope she's okay.
Me too. And at that same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, was the defendant, Mr. Saseki Natsume. Well, I never! It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above.
When he does that face, it reminds me of, like, Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man.
Yeah, you gonna cry? Yeah.
And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker.
So there never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place. No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb?
The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that.
There, Olbean.
Poor Mrs. Garadeb. No. Don't throw
She's
knives
done a
at-
lot of bad things.
Yeah. Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? Yes.
Yes, it was.
I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book. And I threw the knife as well. John, dear.
It's all right. I know.
I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry. Oh.
Oh, she's fainted. Ah! Oh, he's trying his best. Oh, come on. You can do it. No, no, you can't. He did have a bum knee after all, so
Got a bad knee and
yeah,
squatting.
yeah. Lord Van Seeks, what news of Mrs. Garadeb?
She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events had left her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern.
Yes. Unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could have easily been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions.
There is some good news, however, my lord. I have just had word from the hospital
Yay!
where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon. Oh, that's
good. It's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her.
How wonderful. The woman is out of danger, it seems.
Yes, that is good news. So, Mr. Saseki Natsume.
There he is, the nervous man.
Yes? On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies. No, it is me who should be begging your pardon. Oh no, Mr. Natsume. That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again in my confusion. What conclusion, sir? I was sure that the woman was dead.
Yes, Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she had been killed too.
I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me. Poor Saseki-san. His imagination really has got the better of him.
Yes, poor man.
So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police. Instead, I've managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I'm truly sorry.
If he had have just stayed there
Yeah.
and looked after her, they couldn't have moved the body, and all of this would have been much
Exactly.
simpler.
It really kind of is. I mean, not his fault. It was an entirely unlikely set of accident. But yes, if he had just stayed there and go like, "Oh no, what is wrong?" it would have been fine. Like all of this would have been pretty okay.
One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We were befooled by the spirit and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Van Seeks and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised. I heartily commend you both.
Don't commend Zeke's. He's done jack shit. It was my work. All he's been there and he's like wasted alcohol and like shown people the underside of his boot and just mainly been annoying and racist.
And heads.
God damn it. All these women just let men get away with everything as long as they're handsome. Jeez. Rule number
They love
one.
a bad boy, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Rule number one, be attractive. Rule number two, don't be unattractive. And that's it. If you follow those two rules, you get away with everything.
Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Yes, my lord.
in concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decision regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court?
As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you, we've reached a fair and just conclusion.
Harry?
He's going to be in New Zealand, you sure decided. So therefore, you speak a little bit like this is almost a little bit more South African, actually, if I think about it. But I don't know. I don't understand accents, so who am I to? What was that? Sorry.
There was a South African guy I used to work with, and I used to get the giggles every time he'd say, like, because one time we went for ice cream and he was just like, "Oh, a little bit of ice cream."
What? Ice cream?
He's like,
A little bit of ice cream. Ice cream. Have you ever had ice cream? Callback combining two jokes.
I do declare the truth can be extremely cruel at times.
Well, I didn't expect the woman next to me, that's for sure.
In a second.
Sitting in for the old bean while she's out of action, you know, but I know what her position would be. Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time.
Say, I have a co-worker. I have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I?
Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman,
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty.
Guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Very well. Mr. Sasaki Natsume, I hereby pronounce you not guilty.
Now
Confetti
it's time
court!
to die.
Yeah, Mr. Zeeks is gonna kill him.
Pop back in and see Van Six, please. Just a bit of paperwork you need to
Just a
file.
little bit of stab! Stabbed with the very same knife. And finally, Mr. Natsume. Oh, yes, Lord, sir. You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And you may never again be brought before me. Oh, yes, sir, of course. On my life. I swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned. th February, 3:17 p.m. The Old Bailey. Defendant's antechamber. Oh, locum! Wait, you mean me? Of course! Is there another locum here? Is there even one?
Compared to the original locum students, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it?
It does, yeah. What's wrong with using my actual name?
Oh,
Oh, at last, I'm free, I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant jubilation! Heady, hearty happiness, hurrah!
I am pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted.
Would it be so hard just to say that, then? Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink! Well, what happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault, after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now. No, not that! Lovely, loyal locum lawyer! Yes? I mean, as I said before, I've just never gotten used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings. And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback. Is he a hunchback? I think that's the second or third time he's been referred to as that. He doesn't seem hunchback to me.
I wonder if the writer he's based on, maybe were they, like, known for having a hunchback or something? I don't know. Is this
Maybe.
that a thing?
Maybe.
Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume.
But
Oh, no.
today, you, locum lawyer, gave my gloom the boot. You stood firm behind that baronial bench before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the bailiff's roof, I bellowed, "Behold the best barrister ever born!" Well, that's very flattering, and we're very pleased for you. I do like his alliteration a lot. This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan. An anecdote? Is that what to become of all my hard work? That's the Sherlock Holmes, of course.
There you are, my dear fellows. I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning.
Okay, I really like Sherlock Holmes, and I really like his music, actually. It's fantastic.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you.
I see I'm here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say.
I just realized that your Sherlock Holmes voice is very similar to my John Garrett voice. Yeah, very, yes, very, very.
Oh,
It's the other way around, I guess. Because your voice came first, but yeah.
The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruhodo, and I wish you the very best of luck.
It's just finished.
What? No! Then my haste was in vain?
Your haste! It's you! Sherlock Holmes!
Oh, have we met, sir?
Oh my god!
this is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes?
Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place a curious face in the light.
Charming. This This is all your fault. Herlock Sholmes, you're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind.
My apologies, sir, but I assure you, I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not?
Ah,
Had she been taken to hospital more urgently, I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Consciousness.
oh,
Fancy words. But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience.
I do feel very badly about how I behaved.
Well, never mind. Now then, what was it you wanted to say to me, sir?
Nothing.
Priceless. Oh, I am sorry, really, but that was quite priceless.
Poor Saseki-san.
Still, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty.
There is no bright side.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume?
Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits and by the Reaper. Ah, Lord Van Seeks. I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed. It will be all right, Miss. Oh, that's you.
It will be all right, Mr. Natsume. If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you. Hi, yeah.
You have to test it on me.
With a perfectly executed Susato takedown.
Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of warning might be nice next time, Mr. Sato. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan. Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon.
Oh,
It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here, and the city is shaped. And I've come to realize that it's my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it.
that's very touching, Mr. Natsume. Or, in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse.
That's not it at all! The more I learn of literature, the more this strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen a work of my own. Oh, I see. A work of literature by Saseki-san. Could be an interesting read.
And what about Mr. Sato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sorry? What about us?
Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot?
Why would we?
A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. And only now does it feel as though we have finally found our feet. And you are accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not?
That's right. But we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us.
I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted.
Well then, you could take my lodgings. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, the windowless room. Ah, but what it lacks in windows, it more than makes up for with a floor and ceiling and walls. Great. And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit.
Oh my, an evil spirit?
Oh yes, it tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call. It's the
Okay.
gas thing, right? Yeah.
No, it's the cat.
Oh, the cat! That's the evil spirit, the cat.
Perhaps I can offer a more welcome
Oh, we get to live with him?
Would you consider taking lodgings with me?
Really?
Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it is up in the attic, I might add.
Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft?
I spoke with the landlady this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of?
Oh, this is simply wonderful. What an honor to be invited to take lodgings in the great detective's office's attic. I'm too overcome for words.
So suggesting we look elsewhere is out then.
Aww.
Then it's settled. Iris will prepare a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist.
I don't know what to say. But thank you, and yes.
Wonderful. Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long.
Somebody's happy. Yeah, she's very happy. Locum, I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London. Likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's been a privilege meeting you two. It's a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye so soon. Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But Locum, we'll meet again one day. Yes, I'm sure. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer. Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author.
Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, Mr. Sholmes.
I've little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening.
If he makes it out alive.
Exactly. And so, we all had to watch as Lord Van Seeks murdered Mr. Natsume in cold blood with the very same knife that was used in the crime. He always loved his murders to be poetic and ironic like that, but somehow, people in Briony's chat still thought he was nice. With Seki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new home, 221B Baker Street.
Aww.
Honestly, it's not that bad. I mean, assuming we can get a bed and stuff.
We've got
I guess-
onions.
Yeah, and a lantern, and also a room that leads somewhere, I guess. And then stairs down to the non-attic. 20th February, 4:41 p.m., the attic room. There's a mop, I guess. Well, and some carpets and some rugs. So this...
It's to be our new office, yes.
Our office. I rather like the sound of that.
Me too. It's simply wonderful, isn't it?
I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step. And I know you're away on holiday at the moment. But, but this is what we think. But I'd like to think that we're getting a little closer to your dream now.
Aww.
So, my dear fellows, do you like the place?
Oh, look at him in his fancy outfit. See, if you're gonna thirst over everyone, thirst over Sholmes. Like, he's a proper
I don't know what
guy.
you mean. Shut up.
Mr. Sholmes. Yes, thank you so much.
It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it. Good, I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you.
I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate.
Iris?
Okay, I'm starting to feel now that it's gonna be a lot of Briony talking to Briony talking to Briony.
Oh, no.
Iris, you must let me help you. All right then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad.
Splendid. So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital?
It's very exciting, actually. I can't help wondering what adventures await us.
Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at these premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is.
Sorry?
London is a glorious place full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights cast the darkest of shadows.
Shadows? What do you mean?
Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. So, once again, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. I really feel like we've just now established, and now it's time for the last case. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my turn came.
To be his
To
lover.
lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind it.
I mean, we had been there 2 days and there'd already been 2 murders.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
1 murder and 1...
One murder and one attempted accident. It was just accidents, I guess. Landed in London.
Landed in London.
Landed in London. Alright, what's the name of the next case? Unspeakable Story.
Oh, well, I can't speak of it.
That's true. The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Ow.
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 What did the clouded kokoro mean? The foggy night, I guess?
Oh, I guess. Yeah, because it was all
What does
foggy.
kokoro mean? Runaway room was that, like, the murder room was a thing that was moving. Speckled band was the snake, which was not a lot of reference. Great departure, great departure.
Means heart, I'm being told.
Okay. That still doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know.
Well, is it because the night was foggy, but also the mind of the policeman, what moved the body, was foggy because of his heart? Because he
Maybe.
was in love.
Yeah, sure, I'll buy that.
It clouded
Also-
his judgment.
Yeah. Also, Kokoro is a novel by Saseki Natsume, apparently. So,
Ah. Oh, yeah, I'm going to look up.
yeah.
Seki Natsume.
Meh. So, yeah, episode 5. Next time on Briony and Rithian's Attorney Extravaganza.
Doesn't look hunchbacked or anything in the
No.
front. So I don't know where that's come from, unless...
It's weird. Well, because they mentioned it at least twice, maybe 3 times even. It's a bit strange.
Someone suggested, I can't remember who, but someone in chat suggested maybe it's just because he was shorter.
Slouched a lot and short, maybe?
Oh,
don't
I
know.
guess, yeah, maybe he was slouched, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe because there was a lot of relationships in the case and a clouded heart and a lot of arguing and feelings and stuff.
There were a lot of very unhealthy couples in that last one.
Yeah. Well, was Rowley and Patrice really that unhealthy?
She kept on tugging at his neck.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't great, but it didn't seem like truly horrible by any means. Most of the problem there seemed to be that his job is ridiculously hard, so he's real sleepy, and he doesn't get any time off. That seems like a mark of the police officers having a bad time.
Hansen suggests because I guess maybe he was bowing a lot. Because would that be more of like a greeting and a thank you sort of thing? And I guess
Maybe.
we
Or maybe he
wouldn't
just had kind of had a slouch when he walked around, maybe. I don't know.
He might have been like hunched from the cold
Maybe.
and the people, the spirits.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, the evil spirits.
Hmm.
Okay, so we didn't get to live in his room after all, but it was raised as an alternative.
I was hoping to see the cat.
Yeah, me too. Maybe we'll still get a cat in Herlock Sholmes's attic.
Might get to see a dog in the next one. The Hound of
The
the Basket.
hound? Yeah.
See a nice doggo.
Good doggo. Right.
Did you say that the next one is the last one?
The last one of Chronicles. It's not the last one of Resolve.
Oh. So there's there's very serious music.
Yeah, kinda. It's funny because this starts out looking like the Japanese law office. And this is the American one.
British.
British!
British.
So we are, after next case, we are halfway through of all of it.
Ooh.
But I suspect the next case is going to be a long one. They usually are. I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be the first one that takes 3 sessions to play through.
Okay.
We'll see. But yeah, that's for next week. Next Friday. You're good for Friday, right? You have nothing?
I
It's
am
gonna
good
conflict.
for Friday.
Excellent. Then that'll be time then for some more Ace Attorney. And usually the last cases are the best ones in the game, so I'm excited
Ooh.
for that one. I've been playing a little bit of Phoenix Wright on my own. I've started playing the DLC case from the last game. It's called The Time Traveler's Turnabout, where the very introduction cutscene is a woman about to be murdered, and then she wishes that her necklace did what it was supposed to do, and she travels back in time, and she goes, "Oh, it worked!" And I'm really curious what that's going to mean, because I don't quite know yet. Because now she's being like accused of murder and stuff, and I'm like, what the hell? Time travel? So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and we do have the special content stuff as well. Escapades, I think. All of these ones. Now, they are short, but like there'll still be something, so. The Randst Magazine. Alright. But that's it for us, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic time.
Did we unlock any more outfits?
Okay. I don't know. Let's find out. My controller stopped working. Hello. Fine, I'll click then. Only available in Ace Attorney 2.
Forgot about that one.
I like this one though. Very Iris feel.
Yeah, very steampunk.
And this is very steampunk too. The steampunk couple. Yeah, like I think Ryunuska looks way cooler in this. Goggles
a
and
mouse on his shoulder?
it's a something on his shoulder, I know that for sure.
Oh yeah, wait, hang on. I had bun cam up. People couldn't see.
Oh.
what I was- Sorry, this is what I was helloing about.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I should turn them off for now, I guess. Oh, I mean, maybe we want them on. We'll decide that when it's time for Ace Attorney 2, I guess.
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Holmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
You must have heard of me.
Iris Wilson is proud to present her Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Spectacular! She's very British.
Spectacular. Oh,
Lord
God.
Strongheart has told me all about you. That you're a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago.
Can you-
Amateur.
Can you do
Yeah,
that with your voice,
I
Briony?
can't do that
Can
voice.
you do the little thing? Is that not
You
something you can do?
There's almost a tinge of Yorkshire in there. There's like a touch of sharp.
This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Sherlock Holmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection or some such.
Give them a moment for pity's sake.
Bond Sheen.
I will become a lawyer. I have to.
Oh.
I
he
really
has a
like-
very friendly voice.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone knows by now who it is.
I think.
I
Sarah
honestly
Marie-
think Objection and Hold It, they don't sound like the rest of his voice.
Objection! Hold it!
Objection! Hold it! But then you get an actual sentence.
Your testimony completely contradicts the facts. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes, there's a clear inconsistency here.
I feel like he sounds more normal, but Objection and Hold It sounds very weird to me. I don't know.
Maybe he's panicked then.
Maybe, yeah.
Susato Mikotoba, judicial assistant to the defense. Prepare for a Susato takedown! It really is a dream come true. Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have vital evidence to substantiate the defense's claim.
Substantiate. She has a Japanese accent, which Ryunoki doesn't really have.
He's like very fancy British. for
Yeah.
doing.
I mean, the defense demands its right to a cross-examination.
Demands is right. Meanwhile, she is.
Susato Mikotoba, judicial assistant to the defense.
She's a very Japanese accent. He does not.
Now, let us engage in the art of deduction. Mr. Naruhodo.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Iris Wilson is proud to present her logic and reasoning spectacular.
Spectacular! I like that the most, I think. Anyway, he's on holiday, so we don't need to listen to him. Yeah. All right, we're done. We're done. We've wasted enough time. We're saying goodbye. You're bunnying on Sunday. I'm chilling until the next week, where the stream starts again. I'm runs on Monday. Deathloop, probably all 3 days except the Briony day next week.
Ooh.
Deathloop's real fun. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's it for us. Brian, do you have anything else to say?
No.
In that case, bye 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 bye. So I'm just trying to decide who to raid. Who we raiding? We raiding. I guess Kirsty we can raid Kirsty. Why did that not work? There we go. Bye bye bye.
Brilliant, hello! Welcome to me playing Dark Souls very well. Very well. I'm very good at Dark Souls. Ah! How was your stream? Oh, jeez. Oh, I did it. I got him in the eggs. Okay, good. What are those boots? I'm not wearing any boots. And my legs. We're Pikachu, see? Okay, he's grown more legs. More legs? More eggs. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, shit. This made me very uncomfortable.